shit, get ready for the show, bitch.
Yeah, Javinci sweats with the tube socks. Cruise around the city thinking about a knot. Time is money, so I went and bought a fucking watch. I be with the haves and the have-nots, cause most don't know my pain. Painted so much pictures, almost ran out of frames. Already stood in the fire and touched flames. If you ain't getting to it, don't tell me a damn thing. I had to grab life by the throat. Cause where I came from, we barely saw hope. My A1, I'm trying to keep him close, but he keeps slipping away, he on dope.
Yo. Welcome to the Really Made Podcast. Y'all could have been anywhere, but y'all made it here, and we appreciate that. If you're new to the channel, I'm your host, Fo. Go and hit that subscribe button. Go and hit that like button. And turn on your notifications so y'all can come and see what we cooking, because we always cooking. Got some special guests in the house. My boys, go ahead and introduce yourself. I let people introduce themselves, so go ahead.
What's up? I'm Brandon. I'm going to say what's up to everybody. Shout out Surfside.
Tell people where you're from and what you got going on.
Right now, running my own moving company. So if anybody in the area, Horry County, needs any moving, hit me up. Also sell cybersecurity, computer software, anything like that, hit me up. About it. But yeah,
where you from?
From the Surfside area. Right now, I stay out in Glens Bay. I've been there most of my life, really, pretty much half of my life. So I probably know, a lot of folks in the area I'm real familiar with. A lot of folks probably know me.
My man.
Well, in that regard, I'm probably the same. Grew up here in Garden City. Name's Atwood. I'm your token white boy. Just a native here.
Yeah.
Little Beach.
Tell people what you do, man. What you got going on?
Oh, shit, dude. I do a lot of things. Work in radio. Been in radio for 10 years.
Oh.
I've reffed MMA, do the videography, something like that beforehand.
A lot going on.
Yeah, I do a lot of shit. Overwhelm myself.
What channel you on?
I haven't learned my lesson.
Radio.
Mix 97.7.
Okay,
it's
for
iHeart
sure.
station here. I have a show on there every day. And then I do a lot of work for the country station.
Okay, cool, man.
I work right next door. So.
Yeah, that's what's up. Right next door to where we at. Yes, sir. Anybody in the area that do music, we got the little studio right here too.
Yeah,
but we got
nice.
superstars in the place today. We're gonna go ahead and get into it. Start with you, Brandon.
Yes, sir.
You say you grew up here. Tell me what it was like for you coming up, man. You know what I'm saying?
Coming up for me, man, I had a unique coming up. I'm actually biracial, so I'm half black, half white. I had kind of a weird coming up, actually, man.
Yeah, you had your mom and your pops in the house?
Kinda. When I was young, I was kind of adopted to a part of my family. My grandma, my granddad adopted me.
Yeah.
When I was younger, white. They're white, and so I was raised by half my life. My grandma, my granddad, and being biracial, I don't know, but they decided not to tell me much about my ethnicity.
Yeah.
So when I was 11 years old, my parents passed away, and then that's when I found a lot more about my life.
Both of your parents passed away?
Mm-hmm.
When you were 11?
Yep, when I was 11 years old. Cancer, one, and a stroke, the other. Damn. And so after that, they were my grandparents. So, but I consider them my parents still to this day. So,
how your relationship with them?
That it was outstanding. They showed me a lot of love growing up. They were really kind, and as a child growing up, you couldn't ask for more than what they were giving. They always gave me anything I ever wanted. Plus, so much love, taught me to be respectful. Pretty much who I am today comes from them, how I was raised. But, again, there's some holes in that from
Yeah, for sure, because I know I'm asking you pretty blanket, questions. But, hey, I know you a long time, and I never knew none of that shit. So this the beauty of this. Hey, Corey, my bad, man. We gonna cut this, but grab my phone right there, bro. Yeah, because, I got my notes and shit, man. I usually...
No, you good, dude. Yeah. We good.
Hey, see, that's beautiful, though, man.
Good,
hey, that's it. Hey,
getting comfortable.
But that's the point of it, though. That's really why I started this shit, bro, because I just want to know. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it helps to make it easier.
Yeah, and as far as the community too, because it's just like I know you for what 2-3 years now. I ain't never knew that shit, bro.
I didn't know you didn't know that.
Yeah. We talk about other shit though.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
that's true. That's true.
All right. Sorry, fellas.
No, did nothing. That was jacking ain't going on.
Hey, but that was beautiful.
You right.
Beautiful start to it though, for real.
Thank you.
All right. All right, my man. Atwood.
Yes, sir.
Tell me what it was like growing up for you, man.
I mean, I grew up in Garden City. Far worse places you could grow up.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
I mean, I didn't grow up with money or anything. I grew up in a trailer park, but the trailer park was like 500 yards from the beach.
Yeah.
You know, so that's where I spent a lot of my
thing,
time.
bro. It's a beautiful fucking thing.
Yeah.
Because I stayed right there on Seabreeze for a while.
Okay.
And it was like
Yeah.
little rundown trailer, bro. But
Right.
then you can walk outside, go down the street a little
10
bit.
minutes
You're right there on the
max.
water, bro. Yeah, walking now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
walking.
saying?
Yeah.
Really like 5 minutes for me where I was at. But you had your moms and your pops?
Yeah, well, yes and no. They were divorced.
They was divorced.
But, you know, my dad, he was kind of he was absent for a lot of my early life, right? But you know, I have a relationship with him now. But yeah, I spent the majority of the time with my mom.
Tell me about a relationship with your moms.
Oh man, it was the relationship any son could hope to have.
Yeah.
You know, with their mom. She passed away, but you know, in hindsight, you always wish like, oh, you know, I wish I would have been closer if that's even possible.
Yeah,
you know, but
yeah, for sure.
But I mean, you know, it's life.
That's life, man. I think that's little things that I'm realizing, man, as you get older, man. That's why it's like so hard with these kids, bro, because it's just like, bro, I'm really telling you. But it's the gift and the curse, because I had people telling me shit.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you better appreciate that more.
Right,
You better
I wish I could go back when I was your age.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh my God.
Grandparents, you saw, you
That
never
coming
know
up
what you
later.
got until
That's
it's gone,
definitely
you know?
coming up later.
Yep.
So you say, how's your relationship with your pops now?
Oh, that's good, man. You know, it's weird, and I've noticed it with other family members too, not just my dad. But death it'll bring you closer together.
Yeah,
you know, like my uncle didn't really, you know, we loved each other. We never really hung out or saw each other besides the holidays, you know. And then my mom died and his dad died, and it kind of like brings
Brought us
everybody.
together.
So it's the same thing with my dad.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
And I got older too, and I can't speak for all of his children, but I forgave him. You know what I mean? Because I would rather just have a dad.
I think, I mean, I met my pops. Well, I met my pops for the first time when I was like 22, 23. And it was weird because the guy that I thought was my pops wasn't my pops. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, but it wasn't never tough because the guy I thought was my pop, he never did nothing for me either. So you know what I'm saying? I never got a birthday present, nothing. So it's just like, you know, I'm not. But the crazy thing is, I never thought about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I said something about that on my last episode. It's kind of leading into what I'm about to ask y'all now. A good and a bad characteristic from your moms or your moms and your pops. That's why I ask everybody, like, what's a good and a bad trait that you saw about them or that you took from them, or, you know, it's the first thing that come to your mind, you know. And just to give an example of that is like when I say about my moms, I think what made it easy for me to meet my pops that late because she never down talked him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? She wasn't one of the moms who was like, oh, look at your sorry pops, he ain't there, he ain't bringing nothing on Christmas. She never done that. She never done that at all.
That's good.
So when I end up meeting him, and now that I realize it now, I didn't realize it until later, until really recently. I'm like, that's why it was so easy to transition to meeting them and, hey, and this fucker look just like me. You know, well, I look just like him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, it's sort of like, she was like, come on, we got to do something or whatever. And I just showed up and he was there. And she was like, this is your pops. I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck?
Right. And she didn't put a lot of negative things in your head, so you didn't have to feel
it wasn't
anger.
no negative shit in my mind.
Right.
You know, besides the little things that of course we can all think about that. Like, damn, I see my friends with they pops.
Where were you? You know,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
just to get to you, now you know what I mean when I say that. A bad and a good and a bad. And I guess you could use your whoever you look at it, you know that you had that.
I'll say the things that stick to me. It's gonna be kind of weird. So I'll use two separate parents here. So my grandmother who raised me, I'll say that the thing that stuck. The good trait is I have I believe a big heart, that I care about people a lot more than I should probably care about people. Yeah. And that's how my mom was. She was real loving. She wanted to help anybody if she could, any way she could. That stuck in me. I really love to help people. I love people. I hate seeing people down, sad, hurt. If I can help, I want to help if I can. I'm online a lot. I suffer from depression, so I'm online a lot, and I say stuff like that. If you need to talk to somebody, hit me up. I even say depressing stuff. I need help sometimes, but that part, loving, is the good trait. I really care about human life. I value human life.
Beautiful.
Yeah. The negative trait, I'd say I'm going to take from my dad, who raised me after my granddad died, my stepdad, who I consider my dad.
Yeah.
He raised me. Bad trait is I have anger issues sometimes. I grew up with him. He was a bit rough with us. I don't want to put him on the spot and say anything bad
it ain't about putting on the spot.
Right. We were raised a little bit rough. You know, he touched us up a bit, when we did something wrong. A little overboard sometimes, I'd say, which we've talked about in Crush. With me, I've never touched my children. I've never beat them, hit them, or anything like that. Yeah. But I do have anger when people put anger towards me. I have a explosive anger. So if somebody says something to me that I don't like, it could get me in a lot of trouble when I could probably just calm myself down and just let it slide.
I've seen it happen.
I don't like to let stuff slide.
Good trait about your pops, your stepdad.
Good trait about my pops is he taught me that you have to always strive to be better and don't stay comfortable. And that's a big reason that I'm depressed a lot, because sometimes I feel like I'm not advancing at a rate that I'd like to advance.
Yeah.
And that's something that he taught me. Always advance. Always keep going better. Don't get comfortable. You did good on this. Try better on the next one. Try to make it better. Try to improve each year. And sometimes I'm like, this year I didn't feel like I improved from last year. And that's something that I believe is a good trait to have.
Yeah, because it keep you fucking going.
It does.
Keep you grinding.
It does.
I think that's one of the things that I just told my pops the other day. It's just like, because he was more like on a vacation type of thing, and he was like, man, I'm feeling sick. And I'm like, because you ain't moving.
Yeah.
You gotta keep moving. Once you stop moving, man, it's like one step closer to the, you know what I'm saying, the back end, and you ain't want to never get to that. You want to, because my mom, she just hit me up today, and she was like, I want to come and sit down and see how you do the pot, because I'm interested in that. I want to learn. I'm like, I'll teach you whatever you want to, you know what I mean?
That's awesome.
Yeah, come through. So, good, bad trait about your moms. Or your pops, wherever you want to start.
Yeah, so before I say anything, I will say that the good and the bad traits,
they come with everybody.
I consider them bad, right?
Yeah.
Like, they've done nothing but good things for me.
Yeah, exactly.
And help mold me, right?
Yeah, for sure. That's why I tell every people all the time, because it's not super literal. But it's just more, like I told y'all, it's just a experience. You know, and whatever your experience was, that's all that matters.
Makes sense
to you.
And I mean, like, if we say we all grew up with a parent that had very bad traits, like,
mine gonna say that about me.
There's a good chance you're not doing exactly. There's a good chance that you're not doing that to your kids.
Yeah.
So and it seems fucked up. Can we curse on here?
Yeah. Damn right.
It seems fucked up though, right? Because sometimes we need bad shit to happen to us to be able to make somebody else better.
Damn right.
You know what I mean?
Damn right.
And I'm not a
I think
parent.
that make the best people, man.
Yeah.
Like not suffering, but going through it, man. I think that makes the best quality of people, man, because it's just like like I told my cousin, one of my last guests, and I'm like, hey, when I ask these questions, somebody, especially if your kids go to where they need to be, they might end up on a podcast one day. Somebody asks them the same thing.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what they gonna say about you? I know my kids gonna be like probably like you. Hey, he was kind of tough. It's kind of rough at times, man. You know what I mean? But that was a whole part. That was a part of my growth too, because I was fucking angry at one point in time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Super fucking.
I'll also say that with that happening to me with my dad, that if it would have been any other way, like you guys said, I don't know, who I would grew up to be. For as I am now, most of my friends know I'm not a fighter. I'm not the toughest guy in the world. Anybody can crack me and knock me out. Let's be real.
Yeah,
don't get it twisted though. But don't get it twisted. Please don't try that. But I feel dominant who I am. I'm a big guy. I'm tall, and if something crazy happens, I feel like I can at least have a good chance of protecting my family if I'm in public. Because ultimately, that's what it comes down to. My dad didn't make no bitch. So if I'm out in public in this crazy world acting the way it is, I feel confident.
Because I think fathers, we know that like this shit ain't gonna be roses, bro. It's not roses, bro. I mean, unless you're raised with a certain amount of income, or even if you come up with money, you're going to get tested. And if you're outside, if you're not in some type of bubble where you stick around who you know, and if you're out here, if you're outside, baby, you're going to get tested.
100%.
Yeah, but going back to you, good, bad trait.
Yeah, so good trait. Actually, I'll do this. A bad trait that turned into a good trait.
Okay.
All right.
Sure.
So like my mom,
that.
and I feel like we talk about this shit all the time, Brandon. But we talked about this the other night. My mom would always say I came to her and I was like, hey, I'm going on this trip or whatever. She would point out what could go wrong first. She would point it out. Yeah. Now, she wouldn't tell me this is going to happen, this is going to happen. And so am I, right? But, I used to always hate that. And I would think that was a bad trait, right? But as I get older, it's like, now I do that. And there's been times where it's saved me a lot of money, a lot of trouble.
And probably your life,
Yeah, and kept me out of a bad situation, right?
Yeah.
So that was a good trait,
slash bad trait.
So that's bad trait.
So that's too. I like that. Yeah. I like that. That's
I mean, as far as my dad goes, I mean, when my dad was my age, and listen, there's been times in my life I was a shadow of the things my dad did, so I can't really. Sure. Maybe that's why it's so easy for me to forgive.
Yeah, for sure.
Same. Dad was a womanizer. He's on his fourth wife now. Yeah. Thank God. I think this is the last one. Yeah. He's got kids with pretty much all of them except this one. So that could be a bad trait. But my dad's a changed man at the same time. He's a man that can look back on his younger self and realize, I was fucking up, and I need to tighten up.
And that's what it is, bro, because it's like you don't forget. Yeah, no matter, as you get older, man, you don't forget.
Well, I was going to say earlier, like, one thing your kids can say about you is, like, well, my dad was at my ball games.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
My dad was there, and he was my biggest supporter. And although my mom could never make it to any of my games, it's because she was working two jobs.
Yeah,
right?
man.
My dad.
And it's things that you know as you get older, man. As you get older, man, and during the time, and it's the reason why I ask these questions, because it's just like, in some type of way, it kind of molds you. It molds you,
right?
And it's sort of like, once I hear it, I'm like, oh, okay, I understand.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I understand. And it's about getting that understanding, baby. That's what it's all about.
Well, I mean, the process isn't always pretty.
Yeah, it ain't.
I mean, you can that relates to anything. Your kids involved.
And the way y'all, so see, I think if done the right way, where I would want this thing to be is exactly off of what y'all giving. You know what I mean? Because I had people up and they was like, how everything? How was this? Oh, it was good. You're straight. Well, I know your life.
You gotta
like one of my
substance.
friends, I know your life, bro.
Right.
And you could have really, because you got to understand, bro. I'm not trying to make like some Facebook fucking Instagram bullshit. Like,
Right.
where everything's good. Nah,
Right.
bro. I want to let people know, like, hey, man, you ain't the only one that feel like that.
Right.
Just like when you said what you said just now. You ain't the only one feel like that.
True.
You know what I mean? But you're something. What y'all saying is something special because it's just like you got the courage. It's not even the courage. It's just like I'm a real motherfucker.
Yeah, it's like, well, listen, we're not old,
Yeah,
right? But we're
exactly.
aging.
Yeah,
we're seasoned by the time.
We're
at this point.
seasoned.
So
Yeah.
it's easier for guys
Unfortunately.
like us who mid-30s and later to talk sometimes in that case,
telling
like to
you.
talk about these sort of things because
Right.
you get older and I mean I know I've grown out of that mentality as like, oh, I'm a bitch.
Yeah.
For if I say these thoughts out loud or something
Nah,
like that, like,
nah,
I just
nah.
don't care anymore. And I think it takes like somebody, a
What?
matured
A
adult.
brave person,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
It's a person with courage, man. Like
Yeah.
that's why I told my friend, I say, man, you robbed yourself. I said, you robbed yourself of a moment. Cause I ain't having you back on. You robbed the community. You robbed the community. You robbed yourself.
Right.
Because you have to show where you at now. You got a beautiful story.
Right.
Yeah.
You got a beautiful story, bro. Who makes it out of that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Who makes it out of that type of shit?
Right.
So, yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So, tell me about a dream you had. Tell me about your dream coming up. Yeah. We kind of spoke on it earlier, but tell me about your dream coming up, man.
So, I had many, but I think the one that sticks out
The one that
most
had
to
you.
me,
The one that had you.
right?
Yeah.
It's I developed it late in high school.
Yeah.
It actually started like we had a senior project, and I've always liked music, and I've always had a passion for it. Didn't really start listening to rap though until like 2003 or 4. I mean, it was like hard 50 Cent days, like
50 Cent
G
took over the
Unit,
world. You took over the
G-Unit,
world, baby.
right?
Yeah.
So that was like my introduction
Yeah.
to rap. Yeah,
It's not a bad time to start.
And then I learned. Then I learned about obviously the Tupacs and the
Yeah,
Biggies
yeah.
and all that. But I was doing a senior project, and one of the choices I had was censorship in music. So I went down that rabbit hole, and I started learning about 2 Live Crew and people that really were the catalyst for the
Everything.
parental advisory stickers on all the CDs back then.
I never knew that.
Yeah, they got banned from performing in the USA for a while.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And there's other people
crazy.
too, like the Beastie Boys, them as well.
yeah.
But in any case, so I do this project on censorship in music, and then you had to make a unique product that you were going to be judged on.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, they can't deny me and give me a bad grade if I make a rap
A
song.
rap song. Ah, that's
So
fire.
I made a rap song, and what I did was where I would have curse words, I bleeped them out, and that was the censorship
Censoring.
in the
Ooh.
music, right?
Ah.
So I did that, and then I showed it. By the way, when I said earlier I'm the token white boy, I've always been the token white boy. Like when I lived in Georgetown, my friends were black.
Yeah.
The
Right.
kids on my street, for the most part, were black, and the ones that weren't black thought they were.
Yeah.
So I've always been like in that area, right? So even when I come back here, I played ball and all that. So a lot of my friends were black.
Yeah.
So one of my good friends was black. And like I just said, I feel like I just said that so many times.
We might have to edit that part.
Yeah,
You said black,
at this
like-
point, they might be like, yo, this is suspect.
You said it a few times. I think we get the picture.
Yeah, right.
I think we get the picture now. They were black.
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Got
Yeah.
it.
But anyway, so I showed it to him, and he's like, "Damn!" He's like, "That wasn't bad."
Yeah.
And I showed it to him because he rapped.
Yeah.
He made his beats and everything else.
Yeah.
So then we just kind of started messing around and making a couple songs here or there. Never put anything out.
Yeah.
By the time anything got put online, we were probably like 20 songs in. Like this was, and I mean, this is back in the day. The microphone we were using was a little stem mic for a computer.
Yeah, I remember
Everything
that.
was garbage. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't. It was rare to have kids our age that would have
Shit like that,
an
yeah.
interface. It was back even before
Yeah.
we could afford boards.
Yeah, for real.
So the old days on a
Boy, we used
gateway,
to
bro.
we used to fucking record music all type of ways, bro.
Right, any way you could.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
Same.
on a gateway computer, bro.
Oh, man.
yeah. Now I really feel old.
Yeah. They don't know what that is.
So we would just do shit like that, and we had Cool Edit Pro, little software that we would use, and it turned into us. This was my senior year, so I was 17. So 17 through 20 was just kind of me fucking around. And then I started putting some stuff out. Right.
Hip hop. Yeah.
Well, taking it more, like, still not taking it too seriously, like, not like, you know,
but they gave you that feeling.
Record deals or anything, but it was just fun.
But they give you that feeling.
Right. And it was fun.
Yeah.
And then I performed once. And I don't know if you remember Club Mist. On the Boulevard. So they used to have this thing called Make Me a Star Mondays.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
And so me and Miles, my friend I started rapping with, we went down there and did a show. And we got first place and won $500. And I'm like, damn. So my first performance, I just made $500.
Yeah.
Had a true. No, I'm not even lying when I say this. I'm not exaggerating for the cameras. I have witnesses.
Yeah.
I had like a true 8 Mile moment.
Yeah.
So I was going, right? And I was hitting my stride. I was starting to feel myself.
Yeah.
Like, you notice like a couple bars hit and you hear the thing, you're like, oh, I'm in.
And you see they
like I'm in.
Yeah.
And then the DJ fucks up and the song stops. But I just kept going. And it worked out in my favor. I wish I could remember the bars. I swear I can't. But like it was like the last couple of bars were like heavy hitters.
Yeah.
And then the last one was like, Whitey going hard. You would have swore that I was black, son. And I said that, and everybody's like, yeah. And I was like, yeah. Dude, it was a great experience.
Yeah, I know it.
But that was my first performance. Yeah. And so then after that, I'm like, yo, I kind of like this. Yeah. You know, I kind of like this attention. So I started doing shows. And, you know, things never really took off. I mean, locally it was fun. And I say things took off, you know.
I feel the same way about, you know, coming on my point of view is because, like I tell people all the time, man, I can die and I'm a happy man. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I really lived a life. I lived a life, you know, because, like I told you, the last guest was like, I ain't really got no story. I said, man, I got so many stories, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I got so many stories to where, like, my brain's so compact just off of, like, because when you said living that local lifestyle, bro, that's just a beautiful thing.
It is. It's fun. It's fun. And I've gotten to live it in a couple, I mean, people like Brandon.
So you're on the radio, so you...
Brandon, but I was about to say, Brandon will bring this shit up all the time to people. We just mean he's like, he's kind of a local celebrity, you know, he's on the radio. It's not like that. But people think that it's like that. You know, I mean, I've never gone out and really gotten anything for free when I'm not working. You know what I mean? I've had a couple times people are like, hey, you sound familiar. But that's happened a couple times.
Now that I'm hearing you now, I know your voice. Yeah, I know who you is.
But it's not like, you know, it's not radio now isn't what it used to even 10 years ago when I got into it. I mean, 20 years ago, and there's still a couple guys that are local that are radio guys that are kind of like local celebrities, but that's kind of like fizzled out. But yeah, I mean, it's still fun. Don't get me wrong. It's not a regular
Still
job.
dreaming? You still dreaming?
Yeah, man,
What's the dream today?
Well, it changes. You know, like, I don't know, man. Listen, ultimately, my dream is, and this is going to sound cliche as fuck, but I swear it's true, is I just want to be comfortable. I don't care if it's doing, I don't care what it's doing. If I'm comfortable, and, you know, I don't want to be rich. I don't care about that. But if I can pay my bills and live and maybe put some on
something on, like, I'll be able to be like, if I want to step out, I'll be like,
right. If that's videography, if that's podcasting or you know, radio, which doubt. But, or, you know, I'm thinking about getting certified in IT. If it's that, then it is what it is.
Fine,
but whatever it is, I just want to be able to, travel at least once a year and be able to pay my bills and just chill, man.
Yeah, that's what's up, bro. I think that's what the dream evolves with.
That's what everybody wants.
Yeah,
truly,
yeah,
you know. But
100%.
You know, with society, sometimes we get told what we want.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, and I feel guilty. And I mean, I work at the radio station. Like, I don't really have control over the songs that I play, but I'm still like, oh yeah, great record.
Hey, man, that's
you know,
the new Miley Cyrus you guys just heard is great. Call in a request. I do. I still.
By the way, she was on Instagram last night. You won't believe what she was doing. You know.
Oh man.
All right, Brandon, tell me about the dream coming up, baby.
So coming up, man. Growing up, I was pretty athletic once I was a teenager. my stepdad put in a lot of work, similar to how you are with your kids.
Yeah,
By the way, your kids can ball, dude.
Yeah, thank you,
Oh,
man.
yeah,
Thank you, man.
And they're twins. Like, dude, how lucky are you, bro?
Right?
Like,
Hey, that's why I try to tell people, man, it's about the perception, man, because there was about 10 years ago, man, or I went through this fucking state where I was just like you say, depressed.
Yeah.
And then my uncle, he was like, it's about perception, my boy.
Right.
And I'm like, at the time I wasn't trying to hear that, but he was like,
Right.
yo, bro, understand, when you understand what that means, you gonna call me. And I had.
Yeah.
Because when I my dream always was to be a millionaire. That, I was trying that since I was 17 years old. That's like you know, because you experience this sort of, even on higher levels too. Is like trying to chase that thing, but I was really like, that was my thing. Like, I want to be a millionaire. Yeah. And when I always told myself, by the time I'm 30, I'm going to be a millionaire.
Right.
That, like, I went so crazy just to fucking get to that point, and it didn't happen. And then when I had to sit back, and it depressed the fuck out of me. When I turned 30, I haven't celebrated a birthday since I've been 30.
I did not know.
I haven't want to let people throw a party, none of that shit, because
I'm the same way.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I've celebrated, but like,
I don't celebrate mine at all. Like, I really don't. And I was really depressed. And like, when he told me that, one day it just hit me, man. I'm like, bro, you got twins, you got a daughter. She ain't no freak. She fucking like, she's an artist. She want to be a lawyer. My youngest son want to be a boxer. You know
how many
what I'm saying?
kids you got?
I got 4. You know
Damn,
what I'm saying? Yeah.
I didn't know that.
My youngest son, that's the nigga. You know what I'm saying? You think the boys go hard? That is the most headstrong,
nice,
brilliant little fucker.
I agree.
Yeah, he's so, bruh. And I have to, cause like what I did with the boys is, since they were 2 years old, bruh. Since they were 2 years old, I was training them, and I've been trying to break their ass. You know what I'm saying? And they would never break. You know what I'm saying? That's how I know, like, when they get out there and they do their thing, like, I know, I'm got the highest belief. Belief that they're gonna do it, because I tried to break these fuckers.
And we saw that the other night at the game that I was at. Like, it was a tough game.
He be hurt. You know what I'm saying? They be hurt. Like, Kingston fucking hip fucked up.
I saw that.
Yeah, his hip is fucked up, but he still was out there, because I used to put fucking body weights and had fucking rocks. Like, I had a bunch of rocks in them, and fucking used to make them run. And now, see, that's why I say, like, they might look back at that and was like, man, that's a little bit too much.
Yeah,
but
they might now.
But wait
until college.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I did it for a reason.
Right.
You know, I did it for a reason. Not to say that people that do it for a reason, but really mine really was for a reason. It was just like, I'm going to try to break it.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to break it, but not to try to break it because I want to see where you will break.
Yeah, right. You want to bring the best out.
Yeah, I want to break the best out of them, but they never broke. That's why I give these fuckers. It shows. I give these fuckers everything, but not to cut you off.
Yeah, sorry.
No, you're good. I don't know what I was talking about. What the hell was we just talking about, fellas?
The dream coming up.
Dream coming up. So I was pretty athletic growing up. I played football and I played basketball, but since I had such a kind of a little bit tough upcoming, I kind of ventured off into women a lot, or at the time.
Why you think?
Well, the honest to God reason is because like I told you guys earlier, I was raised with love. You know, growing up. Before you go to bed, hey, come give me a hug before you go to bed. You know, but when I transitioned over to my biological mom and my stepdad, that there was no love, and I wasn't used to it. And so I for a while I was depressed as a kid, where I was like, I don't understand why nobody loves me. Like, what's happened? Like, everybody was giving me the world.
It's like a culture shock.
Really shocking.
Yeah.
And my dad noticed this. Who I call him my dad. He's my stepdad. Yeah. He noticed this stuff, and he pressured me a lot to do well in sports, and just like you. Run around the block. He in the car behind us. Yep. Till we just can't go no more. Yeah. Get up, go. riding, holding our arms out with
bro.
cans of canned goods. Can't let them touch our body.
Yeah.
And we getting hit with a broomstick. You ain't
I
playing.
ain't never did
Damn.
that
Now, let me say
That
this is
training
old
or
school.
abuse?
This is old school style. He
that's
was
old
military.
school. Yeah, that's old
Everything
school.
sounded fine, so you brought out the
He
broomstick.
was military, so
The
he
broomstick is crazy.
did stuff differently, and this was a punishment for that.
Yeah.
So that wasn't like we just
Just doing it.
Right.
That's something that you already had messed up.
You
You
did
messed
something
up out
wrong.
there.
Yeah. Get the
okay,
cans.
Okay.
Don't grab the little ones. The family packs, the big ones. All right? Hold them straight out like this.
Yeah.
If they touch your body, you getting hit with that broomstick. Bow. So you don't let them touch your body,
yeah,
but it's
yeah.
tough. But all that stuff, like now, I always like, man, that was so tough. But like I said, yeah, he made me a tough motherfucker because of all that stuff he did. If he wouldn't have did that, I'd probably been here like, hey guys, so what are we doing? You know, so I'm proud. I'm happy.
Yeah.
But yeah, wanted to be an athlete, so I strive to do that.
Yeah.
I ended up having children. I found out after football practice one day.
Oh,
My
man.
girlfriend at the time, who's my wife now,
Yeah.
she comes after practice. I'm 16 years old, and she says, "Hey, I want to talk to you for a second." I'm like, "What's up?" And she's like, "Hey, I'm pregnant." And I'm like, "What?
What grade? What grade?
I was a junior at the time.
Yeah.
And I found out after football practice. After that, you know, it really excited me.
Yeah.
Because I wanted a family since I was lacking that love. I was like, wait, this is my opportunity to have love. I have a family and be loved now. And people, you know, you won't have that feeling that it's empty inside to be filled with this.
Yeah.
And
so that dream died.
that dream died. I had South Carolina Gamecock, South Carolina looking at me for football, wanted me to come out, do some camps with them and stuff.
Hey, that's what I try to tell the boys, man. Hey, man. I mean, especially if you're the type of dude that if you're the type of guy that I think I'm raising,
Right.
then it's going to ruin your life. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's going to ruin your life because I wouldn't say ruin your life.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
though.
I do.
I'm not.
It dramatically changes
It changes your life
for real. Yeah,
I wouldn't say it will ruin your life, but it drastically changes it. Drastically. So,
right.
what's the dream now? Are you dreaming now? You
So
still
now
dream?
I'm still dreaming. I have a big dream, man. So
Oh, yeah?
I wanted to be like you too, man. I wanted to be a millionaire. It's like to be successful, I need to be a millionaire. To be successful.
Yeah.
Well, it don't come to everybody so fast. I'm learning, and there's
yeah.
all kinds of ways to get it.
The average millionaire don't get it till they 40s, man.
We still got some time.
They still got time, bro.
We still ain't. We're gonna get on. We're gonna get on the court.
Yeah.
We're gonna get on the court.
Put me in the game, coach.
But right now, man, I enjoy freedom. I don't like to work for a person. I don't like to be under a person that wants to control me and say, hey, you got to be here at 9. You need to leave at 5. You need to clock in, clock out. I won't do that. I'll do sales for folks that let me be independent and things like that. I don't even really like that too much. So right now I have probably 3 properties that between me and my wife that we own together. And we're looking at, hopefully, shout out to my mom, that we can buy another property here soon in North Carolina. That'll be 4 properties. We want to get these properties within the next few years going up and going, but we can either rent them out or Airbnb them out. That alone is going to be really good income for us. We can save that up to invest in other properties. We could, just sit on it.
You said something about the moving company earlier. What's the name of your moving company?
Family First Moving Company.
Yeah, you definitely gotta. Cause I'm gonna put it up. I'm gonna put it up there. You know, you gotta always. I tell all my friends, hey man, plug, man. Plug your shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Plug your shit. Hey, nobody might see it, but somebody might see it.
Or if you just want one-on-one time with Atwood, book us at Family First Moving because he's the one that's coming to help me. We can make that happen as well. But once we get all those properties going, then that's the game. That's my dream. Get these properties going, right? And then take that income to build other properties. But for the most part, be free. I want to travel the world. there's so many countries. There's so many cultures.
Like he said, be comfortable, man.
Right.
Be comfortable. Be able to do what I want to do.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I mean, I think that's the American dream. Just be like, man, damn, man, I want a new car.
And at this point, we've all kind of gotten little
bits of it.
tastes of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Like when it comes to traveling, me and Brandon, we went to London.
I heard.
And wow.
Tell me
what
about
an experience.
London, man.
Huh. Well, there's a lot.
That was incredible.
It was.
I exaggerate.
I
You know, I I was petrified of planes my whole life, right?
Yeah.
My whole
Brandon?
life. And bro,
Brandon,
I had
if
so
y'all
much.
can't zoom in on Brandon. I wish I still had that video.
What, he was in there freaking out?
Oh, dude. Because listen, flying ain't easy for me either.
Yeah, yeah.
But I've done it enough to where I'm kind of comfortable with
yeah.
it. And we were taking off to leave from here. The very first flight, we went from here to Pennsylvania, and we had an 8-hour layover. Then Pennsylvania to London. We're taking off from here, and I didn't even notice it until I heard like a.
Oh, it wasn't like that.
his lip was doing the Macarena.
Nah. Maybe.
And I look over and he's sitting there, he's tense.
Hey.
And then I look over at Sean, my buddy who went with us, and he's like, he's trying to hold it in, and then so I'm trying to hold it in. But
I'm
that was
scared of
the only
heights.
time.
He's
That was
scared.
the only
Petrified
time.
of it.
Hey, I know. Hey, but at least you had the courage to do it.
I thought I was gonna faint.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
I was tearing up a little bit, but I kept
Listen, once we got
I kept
up
it
there,
100.
everything was fine.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
just it was the initial takeoff.
Yeah.
But
That's what always
all the
fuck
other
people
flights
up.
he was cool on. I think the only issue you had with any other flight was like you being so tall and not having space because we flew economy.
It felt. I'll tell you what. It felt really cool to be because we went to Wales as well. We went to Wales first, then we went to London.
Yeah.
And like the people, I was really
I went
worried.
to Ireland too, right?
Say what?
Nah, we didn't go to Ireland.
didn't
But
go?
we met
No.
a guy from
Oh
Ireland.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
And he just gave me shit the whole time.
Dude, that was a crazy night.
That was the funnest night.
Yeah.
I almost fell asleep in the streets of London, and we didn't. Our house, our hotel, our Airbnb was probably like an hour away, if not more.
Oh, more than that. It was like a 40-minute train ride. So we were like an hour walk from the train station.
God damn.
Let's just say in London, the fucking alcohol level is intense and everything.
That's all they do.
That's all they do
start
is
drinking
drink.
at 18 years old.
Yeah.
And you go to one place to drink, right? And you're getting fucked up, and you're like, damn, I'm kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, let's go to the next place. And you're like, what are we gonna do at the next place? We're gonna drink at the next place. We're just going. We went to like 6 different pubs that night just to drink more.
yeah.
And I was on the ground, broski.
And
I was
we
on the ground.
we're not drinkers.
No, not at
Yeah,
all.
I'm not
not
a
at all.
drinker
Me
at all.
either.
We aren't. None of us are.
I was drinking
it was
apple
Sean's dumb
cider
idea.
ale.
Yeah, that's all this man drank. Apple cider ale.
It was
still
strong,
He got fucked
bro.
up,
It
dude.
was strong,
Bro, so we get to London, and that's our first day in London.
Yeah.
And my friend Sean's like, I got an idea. Every pub we see, let's stop in and have a drink.
Terrible.
And so we're all
that's a
like,
terrible
fuck it, we're in
idea.
London. Yeah, let's do it. So we go to the first pub. We get
sounded
a
fun.
beer. We finish. We go to the next one. So we do that like 4 times. Fourth time, we're all starting to feel it a little bit, you know? And then Sean starts getting real talkative. And he starts talking to this Irish dude and his Swedish girlfriend. And they're like, then they hear our accents and they start asking us all kind of shit. Yeah.
American
They
scum.
love us.
yeah?
Oh, dude, they found
everybody.
out it was our first time there.
Yeah.
They're like, well, come with us. They love the idea that we
wow.
were just going. So when it was all said and done, we probably went to 9 or 10 different ones.
God
Yeah.
damn.
And a beer over there is like this fucking big.
I know it, man.
And yeah, so we get to the point like Brandon. I'm
be
looking for
done.
Brandon because I know all of our phones are dead except for mine. I got 6% left. I don't know where we are. We've been walking around and getting drunk.
We're deep in the city,
We're deep in the city.
and we got a long walk back.
We
the
have to
train
be back
station.
to the plane. We have to be back to the train station by 11. That's the time the last
Yeah.
train goes. It's like we have like an hour.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, we got to go. Where's Brandon? Can't find Brandon. I got the little Irish dude trying to give me another drink. I'm like, dude, I can't drink that. Plus, it's Guinness and it's warm. Like, I'm not trying to throw up.
And his wife was hitting on us.
She was. We'll talk about that in a second.
Another episode.
And then Sean is starting to slur his words.
Yeah.
So I get Sean. I say goodbye to them. I walk outside. I see Brandon sitting down up against a brick wall, passed out.
Dunzo.
man.
Passed out. And
Off of the,
That was gonna be my home.
no,
that
you
night.
want to know the best part?
What,
You want to know what he was wearing?
What?
So Brandon this night had
I
on.
don't remember.
First, he had on some white pants. And then he had on like black boots, but they were like glossy black.
Those
He had
boots
on
are
that
hard.
same.
Those
I
are
think it was that same
$250
overcoat.
I mean, $250 boots.
It was the
Yes,
same
it
overcoat. Is that
was.
the one you bought in London?
Yes.
It's the same one.
Yeah.
And then you had on that black and white sweater that you bought.
Yes.
Sunglasses.
I was looking dope.
Dude, he was
looking
decked
dapper.
out.
I was
So
really decked out
looking
that
dapper.
day.
So-
I was.
when I walk out and I see him laying or sitting up against the,
Yeah.
in this attire,
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, dude, I wonder what people are thinking. So I get him awake.
Yeah.
And long story short, we make it back to the train station and we get home.
Yeah.
Or back to Airbnb. But it was a crazy.
I can imagine, bro.
Barely. Dude, the Airbnb in London, by the way, I loved it after all said and done. But listen to this: you're in a place you've never been, London, right?
Yeah.
Everything's a culture shock.
So
I know it.
We get there. We get to this place. It's out in the country. You think London, a big city, right? We're on the outskirts of London. It's country, kind of like Loris.
Yeah.
There's just trees and just little villages and stuff here and there. We pull in, and we're in like a mother-in-law suite. So there's this big, nice house, and behind it, there's an attached house that it's ours that we get to stay in with like 3 bedrooms and a bath, a living room, and a kitchen. Really nice.
Yeah.
When we get there, like there's this old lady from like the movies or something, and she's like, "How are y'all doing today?" and being all nice to us. Terrible. That's terrible. That's not what she sounded like at all. But and then so we were like, "Oh, cool." And then we go in there, and then we were like, "Okay, this is cool." And then we just kind of see her like outside the windows, like looking around and stuff, kind of not
Walking
making us
around
feel
the property.
comfortable.
Yeah.
And we're on vacation, so we want to drink, have a good time a little bit.
This is her house?
Yeah. And she said something very weird to us when we first got there. So our friend Cormani, who lives in Wales, picked us up from London, took us to Wales, and brought us back.
Yeah.
And so he drove us.
Yeah.
And he was there, and she said something like, she thought only 3 people were staying. He's like, no, I'm just dropping them off. I'll be leaving here soon. And then she looks at him and looks at us and says, "Oh, you're not leaving." And then like laughed. Ooh. And so we all looked. Remember that? So then we were like, "What the fuck is this?" Dude?
Oh, that's the start of a horror movie, bro.
Yeah, that's what it felt like.
And then we saw her
scary.
walking outside of the place we were staying in. So we were like, "What the fuck?"
That's
and we're right next
creepy,
to a
bro.
massive graveyard that's like,
dude,
200 years old, maybe way longer than
That's
that.
fucking creepy,
it was older
bro.
than that.
But it was really. But
Very
it
old
ultimately became really cool. She didn't bother us much after that, but the first experience was scary.
Yeah.
That's
it was just
fucking
walking to
creepy.
the train station and shit every day was a cool thing to do. We had one walk. But so when we got over there, we know people there, right? So we were able to get,
get hooked
like,
up, kind of like the home.
Yeah. So we took
home
we took one final walk that morning, smoked the rest of what we had.
I don't smoke.
Shit. Well, you did then, and so did I.
Cigarettes.
And then then we let my bad edit that out, clip it.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm playing around. You're good.
But nah. So that was like a cool moment too, and it was one of those that you would expect. Everything was green as fuck over there.
Yeah,
and in the morning it was cold, right? So the steam would rise up. And it would create like a fog off the ground, dude.
That's hard.
And then you had that old ass church, and then like some old playground. That was sick.
The accents of everybody, I just was upset.
I love the accents.
Me too.
Yeah.
And then I did the stupidest thing where I was
tried to
talking
do
to
it?
and I asked the person. I said, "Hey," I was like, "I'm from." And I said, "How do I sound?" And I started doing it. She's like, "You don't sound like us at all." And I was just like, so ashamed of myself. But
sometimes the accents were like a cool conversation
but
starter.
they like ours. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a win-win. But it's
if you've never been, dude, at some point in your life, if you get the chance to go,
it's beautiful.
Man, I'm telling you, bro, I've been so afraid. Like, bro, I had money to go wherever I wanted to go.
Yeah.
Like, especially when I had money. Money. When I had money.
yeah.
Bro, I could have went wherever I wanted to go, but I was always petrified. And
me too.
Is it so? It's the flight.
It's the flight. It was the flight, but my daughter. After she turned 21, she wanted to go see her friend in New York.
Yeah.
Well, her friend was from Rhode Island, but they was meeting in New York, and she asked me and her moms to go, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go."
Yeah.
I said, "If my daughter gonna do it, I gotta do it."
How did you do,
bro? I loved it.
Oh wow!
I fucking loved
you
it.
You didn't even have any type of anxiety.
No.
Oh my
god,
bro!
Only had one problem. Is my ear pop. Well,
my ear. That's
the only problem that I had going and coming.
I love
back.
it. I have to sit in the window too.
I fucking love.
Did you get a window seat?
What?
It's amazing, right?
I'm in the fishbowl, dog.
So y'all trying to do me like this?
Were you lucky enough to be up there like sunrise or sunset?
Bro, it's fucking beautiful, man. Bro, I swear, that's one of my biggest regrets. That's why I'm like, I don't say what I won't do or what I can't do or whatever. I don't do that no more because that's one of those moments where I was like, I could have went anywhere.
Yeah.
Right.
There was a time where I could have went anywhere. And would never, it wasn't even thought of because I'm like, I'm not getting on a plane.
Right.
But I fucking love it.
Yeah, and the international flights too. Those planes are. I mean, they're obviously way
I know
different. They're way bigger.
I know they dope.
Huge.
It's just so smooth.
No. What about when we were coming back from London? Okay, you like planes? Okay. So I was coming back from London, and we were on the big international plane, so it's not as bad. And the captain comes over the thing, and he's like, attention, everybody, just going to let you know, put your seatbelts on. Got a storm coming up, and we're going to go through some pretty heavy turbulence.
We didn't, though.
Yeah, we didn't. But that 2 hours, I'm sitting there in fear of my life. Like, when's it coming? When's it coming? He didn't say, attention, passengers. There's not going to be any turbulence. He didn't say that.
You just sitting there waiting on it.
Terrified. I thought I was going to faint.
The worst problem I had was the last day we were in England. We got like the English breakfast and everything, and it was good, right? So good. But it fucked me up, dude. I get on the plane, 9-hour flight. I'm like, oh no, dude! I was going back and forth to the laboratory.
It's so hard to even get in those bathrooms. I can't fit in there. I go and I'm like, okay. Whatever.
That was the worst part for me.
Like if I do this, I'm just gonna piss all over the place. I can't. There's no space for me.
And you guys weren't eating the food that they were giving out. And I was like, give me that shit.
What, the English food?
No, on the way back.
Also,
like
the
on
English
plane.
food, disgusting.
I heard it was trash.
Nah, hell
Disgusting.
nah. Bro, listen, I'm from the trailer park. I'll eat just about anything.
Yeah.
But I thought it was great.
Listen, I had to go to KFC just to get some original Colonel recipe. Disgusting. They fucked that up too.
Well,
they took all the goodness out of KFC chicken, bro.
Well, see, they can't put all the chemicals and
that
shit.
That Americans do.
Yeah, so it's gonna taste a little different. I thought it was all good.
Taste
Oh,
trash.
yeah. When I went to Chinatown, starving, begging for some Chinese food, please. I know you guys do it right. Disgusting. They take that. They don't have flavor enhancer and stuff
what about
in
Nando's?
it. That was good.
What about that Africa restaurant we went to and got those burgers?
It was straight, but come on, dude. A fucking
that shit
chicken
was
sandwich on top of a goddamn hamburger patty was a bit much.
Yeah, that's
That's a bit much.
That's crazy work right there.
That's crazy.
That's crazy work.
I loved it. I was like, yo, this is it. Like,
a chicken patty this fucking big. Like,
and it was so cheap.
And then under is a damn burger patty this fucking big.
But it's so cheap too. Man.
It was. That's a good price.
Like you're gonna pay the most. Well, depending on your lodging, if you stay at a hotel, Airbnb, or whatever. But you're gonna pay the most money. Also, depending on the time of year you go on the plane tickets. But we went with 3 of us, so the plane tickets were the most expensive,
right?
And we split everything else 3 ways besides like our food and shit. So
had plenty of time to prepare too financially.
Oh, dude. I mean, we did and we didn't because I called you on a whim. I was like, hey, I'm going in 4 months. You want to go?
Yeah.
But hey, baby, we went. But I do it alone.
We went and had a great
time.
Good time frame. That's plenty enough time to stack a couple of.
Man, I loved it so much. I went back 6 months later.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I went back and I explored even more than I did the first time. It was great.
So now we about to go into the question of the day.
I feel like we've primed Brandon for some real deep shit.
Hey, y'all got it. Y'all got it going on. I'm fucking loving this. I'm loving this. So we're going into. Well, we was going to do the question of the day, but before we do the question of the day, because it ties in to kind of like the question after that.
Right.
So, relationship status. Are you single? You got somebody or you married?
Sorry, ladies, I'm currently married. If you want to die, you can hit my inbox up. If you want to live, it's down my inbox. My wife's a sweetheart. So, yeah, I'm married.
How long you been married?
I think I've been married about 7, going on 8 years. I've been with my wife since I was 16.
You said high school, yeah.
16, yeah. And I'm 38 now, so for most of my life. Now, we've had our off and ons, but for the most part, we've been together this whole time.
Relationship status.
Oh, I'm single, brother.
Single? Yeah. Single as a Pringle, huh?
Yeah.
Put your Instagram tag out there.
All right, so you'll probably have a better answer to the question. Well, you would too, because like I tell you, man, I've been in relationships since I was 17. So but I'm out here living, baby. I see what's going on.
You know what's popping.
So this is the question of the day.
Okay.
This is from Brasco.
All right.
Who cheats more, men or women?
Oh,
in your opinion, we're gonna start with you.
I think men.
You think men cheat more?
Yeah. Listen, one thing Brandon will tell you about me is I am not a biased person.
Yeah, for sure.
I will give my honest
See
opinion.
how you get it.
Just because I'm a man,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say it's women.
Yeah.
I think probably. Now, then again, I've never cheated. I've never been cheated on.
Yeah.
But
Well, that's a beautiful thing.
yeah. But I think
Beautiful
probably.
last, ain't it?
Hey,
How you do that?
hey,
think
matter
probably
of fact, remind me of that. And when I tell you about the story, you know, tell me a story. That's what
Okay.
I'm gonna put mine on.
Okay.
All right. So, who cheats more, men or women, in your opinion?
100% man.
100% man.
I'd say that a male is wired a little bit different from a female naturally, and that it's kind of hard for us to control, you know, what we got going on down there. Sometimes it's a lot harder than women even think it is for us to be as good as we are. But yeah, I would say
For us to be as good as
I mean, you know, it's not as easy as what you would say, and there's a lot of temptation when it comes to a man's setup.
But what do you
mentally.
think about the temptation that a woman got?
Well, I was just about to say, I'm not making any excuses for men.
Bruh, a woman probably got
They're
10
tempted too.
times the temptation that we have on a daily basis.
I'd agree, but like as we all hear all the time, I'd say most of the time women cheat for different reasons than we would cheat. So that's why I would say we cheat more because we just want to nut.
You think. Now, I kind of look at this question both ways because I look at it like this: who wants to cheat more or who actually cheats more? I think about it like that because
first you gotta
I think a
define
man wants to cheat more,
Right.
but a woman is more available for them to actually cheat more.
I'd say they're also more clever about how they go
Super
about
clever.
it. It's harder to find.
That's why you say he never got cheated on.
Yeah.
So where do you draw?
He done been cheated on by every one of them.
Where do you draw the line for cheating? Like what is considered cheating?
I
and
would
what's not?
I would say honestly, the line is drawn with that particular couple decides where it's drawn.
Yeah,
Because
That's fair.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I've cheated on my wife
Well, let's
before
say
we
for
were
you,
married,
then.
and
It's same for you.
and
Where that line
for me
Yeah.
too.
Where's that line at?
See, because when I think about my wife cheating on me, and at that moment I'm like, "Fuck this! I'm not gonna be with you anymore. You just broke me." But after I've calmed down and thought about it, I'd say, you know what? I've done this to you before. Do you still want to be with me? And you love me? And was this a mistake? If it's that, then I can't really say.
It's hard,
I
man. It's a
can't
hard thing.
after you've had this relationship with somebody for so long.
I think that's the difference because there's only a few that ever been with somebody longer than 5 to 10 years.
Right.
You know, and mine, I've been 20 years.
Right.
So when me and her had a fucking situation, it's almost because I look at shit different, man. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I wouldn't say my heart cold, man, but like I done been through so much shit. Like my heart don't work like it's supposed to work, I guess. So when I say with me and her, it was when it happened, and it's not that the fact that it happened because we don't never go through it because I'm not the type of person to go through it no more. I'm not going to argue.
Right.
I'm not going to do none of that shit. It's just like the disconnect part. Like, man, I'm in here playing my game, or I'm fucking with the kids, or I'm doing this type of shit. I'm doing shit.
Yeah.
You feel me? But like that song, Jaheim, I forgot to be your lover. That type of shit.
Yeah.
Like that's where
You don't know
I
nothing
fucked
about
up.
that.
Yeah.
You don't know nothing about
Yeah,
that. But continue,
okay.
my bad.
But I did smile and shake my head. I did do that.
Hey, perfect co-host. So like when I say with me and her, it was more like when the shit happened and how she did it, how she went by doing it, and I only say it like this because a woman, what I think is when a woman cheats, they have to make you a bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
They have to, because if not, oh, I'm just a bitch that's cheating.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't shit.
You're right.
So they have to make you look terrible, and that's what she did.
It devalues
That's what she
them.
tried to do.
Right.
And the bad thing about that, which is very unfortunate, is you like my best friend.
Right.
I've been with you 20 years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even if if we're in a place to where we're not connecting or whatever,
Right.
you're still my fucking best friend.
Right.
Yeah.
I kill for you.
Yes.
Somebody come in our house any night, I'm the one.
Right.
Go run.
Right.
I'm going. I'm out of here.
Right.
But that's the thing. It was more like my friend, you shitted on me like as a friend.
Yeah.
To where it just fucking, if you cheat, but that's what I say. It's harder for women to cheat.
Yeah.
Because like you said earlier, like they don't cheat for the same reasons that men cheat. You know what I'm saying? I mean, sometimes they do now. They want sex and they want attention.
Yeah.
And they want these things, but a man, we don't think about that. Like we had a conversation and I was like, when I cheat, a girl's like asking me how if your name ever gets brought up.
Right.
Most of the time we don't talk about you. You know what I'm saying?
True.
We don't talk about you.
Right.
But if she ever do, they be like, how your old lady doing? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not a person to sugarcoat. I cheat.
Right.
I've been a cheater since. I'm not saying I cheat now.
Yeah.
But,
yeah. Oh,
hey,
yeah.
but
Same.
respect.
Yeah.
Respect for
I've
saying
been a
that.
cheater.
Like,
I've been a cheater since when she met me. I was with my high school sweetheart.
But
When she met me, I was with my high school sweetheart. When I've been a cheater.
Yeah.
So when a woman cheats, it's from a different place. You know what I'm saying? And it's like me and a girl, she don't talk about you or she don't ask about you or nothing. It's just like it is what it is. Right. So, and in her mind, because this is like when that shit happened, it was like the first time we actually talked. And I realized I ain't talked to her in about fucking 10 years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's fucking easy to see why you fucking lost in the sauce. Cause I'm sitting here learning meditation, learning Think and Grow Rich, and I'm reading all these books and all that, but I'm doing that myself.
Yeah.
When I should have been doing it with you. Should have been giving you some of this game.
Right.
But I'm just like, go to work, come home, watch the kids. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's my fault. You feel me?
We all do that.
Yeah, we all get
in our
get on that type of shit. But when I say a woman has, well, certain women, because some men have just as much options as women have.
True.
You know what I mean? And that goes hand in hand. So going back to that, you say men cheat more. You say men cheat more.
Yes.
I say men cheat more too. I say men goes toward, I think men stay more in the realm of fucking cheating more than women do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if you give a woman, pretty much if you kind of give them what they need, but it doesn't go like that either. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't go like that.
I think
either.
it's hard.
Person by person,
Yeah.
Personalities are different. People do different things.
Talk her right up.
100%.
Okay. So you say you single, you married. This is a question for both of y'all. Do you feel like there's a disconnect, say in men and women as a whole?
Yeah.
Do you feel like there's a disconnect between men and women? And if there is a disconnect, what is that disconnect and whose fault it is?
Me or you?
I don't
go
think
to Atwood.
I don't think it's really one's fault more than the other.
Yeah.
I think that
it's us
it's society.
It's us
like
thing.
I just kind of spoke on it earlier. Like you have the entertainment industry, whether that's music or Hollywood or whatever, right? And they find things that they make a living off getting you to watch, whatever it is. And, a lot of that has to do with the youth. Yeah. So that's why in the radio, no offense to anybody if they do like the mumble stuff.
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know, shit that's just always about drugs or has like a song, the name of the song and the whole song's a metaphor or sexual innuendo, shit like that. It's like sometimes I feel like I'm part of the problem because I work in the industry, even though, I'm not playing it per se. But I feel like things like that in society have caused a disconnect, like a ripple effect throughout time. Yeah. It's like a game of telephone. You put one idea into motion 10 years later, who knows what the fuck it turns into, there's definitely a disconnect between men and women with social stigmas, right? Like men are expected to be these strong workhorses that provide, don't complain, and just bottle shit up and deal with it, right? And we all, and I'm sure in different aspects of our life, do a great job at that. And then in other aspects of our life, because we bottle shit up, this fails, right? Because there's no balance. So I feel like the social stigma is the big disconnect, you know, and then women, you know, it's like there's so many different stereotypes for both genders, I guess.
Well, so why?
Two genders.
Not to cut you off, but why? Why you? Are you? You say you single.
Yeah.
Why you feel like you single right now?
Well,
you just ain't find the right woman.
So what I'm about to say is gonna come across as
real
a huge
shit.
red flag for a lot of women. I've only been in one relationship my entire life. I'm 34. I just got out of that relationship last March, and it lasted a year and a half.
Yeah.
Up until that point in my life, sure, I had met women that I was interested in, and maybe they weren't interested in me like that.
Yeah.
And then there's been other times where it's vice versa.
I take from that you just take shit. You take shit seriously. You know what I'm saying? If it's not serious, then you're not gonna.
Well, yes and no, right?
Yeah.
Like different parts of at different times of my life, it would be a different answer.
Yeah.
But for me, mostly it's like if I'm going to be with somebody, I'm not, especially at this point in my life, but never really have I ever dated just to date or wanted to date just to date. You know? Now I'm not. And the same token, and this is where she gets fucked up with me, I'm not like a lover boy. You know, and that was kind of like the big issue in my last relationship was I've been by myself up until that last relationship. My entire life. I got comfortable. And I'm introverted. I know I'm on the radio and you know, and I sometimes I can have an extroverted lifestyle. At heart, I'm an introvert. If it's up to me, I'm at home chilling, maybe gaming with the boys or doing something. Like my circle's small, you know. I'm not like a social butterfly when I don't want to be.
For sure.
But you know, what the fuck was I even saying? Dude?
Hey, you
is there a disconnect between
perfect.
men and women?
Yeah,
fuck, I feel like I got so far away from that.
We got your point.
It all makes sense.
It
all makes sense because it all double back what you said the first time. It's just like, hey man, especially, and then you sound like you be doing a lot of shit too. You know what I'm saying? And hey man, it is what it is, man.
Yeah.
You know, when you say like social media and all these, especially when a person like you that's on the radio that just sees all, I know I can't imagine what the thing, you know, the stories that you have. Yeah. But when you're in that, especially or when you like you said, like with me doing the rap thing or doing whatever, that type of lifestyle, man, it's just like.
So that actually, I'm glad you said that because that, now that I think about it, and I'm sure I've thought about this before, I'm sure that kind of plays a part into why I didn't have a relationship or really care to experience one. Like I grew up full transparency.
Yeah.
I didn't even lose my virginity till I was like 21. And that was, I could have lost it.
Yeah.
I wanted it.
That's
it
why
was
I
my
feel
first
from it.
time.
It's
Like
really
I wanted
opening up this guy.
But that's why I feel. No, that's why I
next time I'm gonna be in the fetal position.
That's why I feel like, hey, that's when I said earlier, like you take things serious. That's just like when a person asks me why I don't get married. I'm like, well, you been with her 20 years. Hey, bro, but I take those vows seriously.
Yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
You know what I mean? I take it seriously, and I know that I'm never going to be that guy.
Also,
don't get me wrong.
I am an ordained minister. Shout out to me if you need me to marry.
Don't even like. I'm no
plug
angel,
that in there too.
Right?
I'm plug that in there too.
When I lost my virginity, that shit was gone. Like I was on a rampage, and that's when I started doing music. And so I started doing shows locally and opening up for people. So people think
culture shock. You're talking about
people think that. Or they would think that I was a bigger deal than I was just because I'm opening up for 2 Live Crew and shit like this.
And Little John.
Well,
John,
we did like a song, but
you grab me water, please.
So people thought they're like, oh man, this is some. So long story short, you know, I was no like huge hot commodity, but there were women that I found really attractive that would throw themselves at me.
I know it.
And I was like, yo, this has never happened before. Like, I like this shit, you know? And like, and so there was a point in my life, man, where I was, I'm good, bro. I appreciate it though. Right. I was a womanizer. And so when that point of my life took over, of course I'm not interested in a relationship. You know? Like I never even thought that I would lose my damn virginity, and now it's coming at me like, and I'm just like loving it, you know? So, and then I didn't meet somebody who I really had that real connection with. I was like, all right, this is worth a shot, you know?
That's why I say, man, you take it serious. That's a beautiful thing, man. I mean, people think, oh, by you not be in a relationship or you don't take shit seriously. No. If I'm going to be in a relationship, it's going to be somebody worth it.
Yeah.
Right.
If not, then why? See, these are the things that you don't think about or learn it to you, old man. But you thought well ahead. So that's a beautiful fucking
and
thing.
There's been so many women who take that me only being in one relationship as such
a red flag. Nah.
I can't blame them though.
Yeah, that's
you know,
not a
there was a
red
point in
flag.
my life where I couldn't, and I had to change, right? Because like I can't expect to find the woman that I want that has the qualities that I want if I can't even display those qualities.
Yeah, you're right.
So
you're right.
You know, you reap what you sow, right?
You're right.
That's true. I'd say the disconnect and with women and men, there's definitely a disconnect. And nowadays, like pretty much kind of what you said in a sense, you can't go on social media, you can't go on Netflix and watch a show without seeing the same stuff all the time, you know. Mm-hmm. There's this type of expectation in music too. There's a lot of music that are inspiring women to not be traditional women in relationships. Not saying they're not,
and men too, right?
And men too,
Yeah.
exactly. And so now it's harder for us to come together because we're all trying to be on top. Yeah. And sometimes that don't always work. But I will say this, the disconnect's there, but there's not really a way. I want to just say this to all the young people that's watching. There's not a way that a relationship should go based on what you've seen on TV shows and music. There's not a way. When two people love each other, outsiders can't really interfere with that no matter how hard they try. They might cheat. Those people might cheat on each other, be going through certain things. And you say, if they loved each other, why they cheat on each other? Well, because they're not perfect human beings and nobody is.
You're never gonna find
Cheating is not the end of a relationship for everybody. And some people can't handle hearing that, especially from a cheater, right?
Yeah.
But that's the truth, because there's a lot of people out there that's like, hey, you know what? You made a mistake. I love you. I cheated. Hey, you know what? I cheated too. But at the end of the day, after I got done with that, I realized I did make a mistake. I do love you. And a lot of people say that to their other half when they get caught, right? That's kind of normal. Hey, baby, I realized I didn't really like her. I love you. I'm done. I ain't never going to hit that again.
The water's too warm.
But truthfully, this is the sad part about that is that there really are men out there that when they're saying that, it really that's what happened in their heads. I just had sex with that girl. I had no feeling for her. I don't love her, don't like her. Get that nasty bitch away from me. I nutted. I'm done. And then you're like, what have I done to my family? What have I done to my wife, my girlfriend, whoever it is you're with at the time? What have I done? Post nut clarity. Correct. So
that shit is real.
And it's a real thing. You just have pre-nut delusion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Even honestly, but even
shout out to
that's just a real thing, bro.
It's a real thing. Even before like something important in your life, bust a nut sometimes, bro.
That's that business questions
get
over.
Done, and you'll feel a lot better. You know, you get out there and you got to go tell that big speech, and you out there killing it. But ultimately, I think it comes down to that. You know who you are as a person, who they are as a person, is what your disconnect comes. Keep the world out of your business, and you two as a couple work on how you want to grow and get better, and you'll be solid. Nobody has to know how many times each other cheated on each other. You don't have to go telling everybody your business because you're mad. Keep it to yourself. Stay perfect.
I think that's the weakest shit ever, bro. When motherfuckers go to Facebook, this one. You just opening up a whole
everybody
can of
knows
words,
your business.
I don't like people in general that well, I don't say I
Mm.
don't like them, but I tend to distance myself.
And that's the same thing as not liking.
I feel like anything I say
Fuck them
will be
motherfuckers.
How many black
against me.
people you grew up with again? I forgot.
Tons and tons of black people.
My bad. I'm so sorry. Think about it.
You know, they call me Gringo Chocolate.
Oh yeah. Oh
Like
man.
chocolate,
Many aliases this guy had.
Okay, this going back to what you said something earlier about this.
Okay.
Not in the same way, but you pointed towards this. Do you believe this is another topic that a lot is going on a lot that people talk about? Do you believe it should be 50-50 or should the man pay all the bills?
Well, I'm glad you asked that. This is how it really, honest to God, this is the real answer to that question.
Yeah.
This is exactly what I said earlier. It depends on the couple. There's not a standard. There's not a standard that the wife has to pay 50, the man has to pay 50, the 80-20, or the man pays it all, right? Each relationship's different, and love doesn't. real love does not have dollar signs behind it, right? Yeah. There's no dollar signs involved in love. You guys can be on top together, and you got to be able to be on the bottom together. So when it comes to that, when you're in a relationship and you sit down with that other person and say, hey, I love you. Do you love me? Yeah, I love you too. Well, how do you want to go about doing this? Well, how can we make this work for each other? Hey, babe, I'm the female. I already make over $150,000 a year. Let me take care of the bills. Let me take care of everything. You stay at home, take care of this. There's nothing wrong with that. If it's vice versa, there's nothing wrong with that. If they're 50-50 in it, hey babe, I work this job, I make $30,000 a year, you make $30,000 a year. We're trying to live. Can we just split it 50-50? We're trying to get better. Yeah. And especially if you're trying to grow as a couple, that it's going to change. You both are going to come up together. I mean, there's nothing wrong with stop listening to Sexy Red and all this stupid shit that y'all hear on the radio that you balling and this and that. People are out here living their real lives. This is more real than the shit you hear on the radio. This is more basic and common around in the areas that, you know, people are 50-50 and that's life. We all didn't just get brought up with money. So we got to work to get to money. And if you want to work to get to money, what's fucking wrong with working with somebody that you actually love? That's the glory of it. That's the good part of it. So no 50-50, all that. Whatever you want to do, customize it as a couple and make it work for you to grow. That's my answer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Damn.
Atwood.
How do I come after that?
Atwood.
I mean, I pretty much agree with basically everything Brandon said. I think that it's, you know, personal shit like that comes on an individual basis.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't disagree with.
Okay.
With anything.
First time I ever left in speeches.
Hey, we're gonna go ahead and
thank you, folks. Thank you, folks.
If I rewatch this, I'll probably find something.
Hell yeah. So go to you first, Atwood. How you doing, man? How you feeling?
Dude, and I don't want this to be cliche, but I say this all the time. People ask me.
That's the only. I know you're gonna speak the real, man. So anything you say, I know is real.
I woke up today.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't really have a whole lot to complain about in the grand scheme of things, you know. Yeah. So I'm chilling, dude. Life is good.
It's good to be at Wood.
Brandon, how you doing, baby?
I'll say this since I have a platform, now that I have a platform, I'll say that no, I'm not. I'm not doing good, and I have something called PTSD. I suffer from severe depression a lot.
Yeah,
and you know, every day for me is very difficult. So I have to take my days a day at a time and stay positive.
Yeah.
And some days are tougher than others. There's a lot of days I have feelings like, hey, I don't want to be here anymore. There's days I say, I'm going to figure out how to not be here anymore. Stuff like that. I get counseling. I haven't had it in a while, but I've had tons of counseling, been on tons of medication. It's not nothing wrong with my brain. It's just, I am a realist, you know?
Yeah.
I always tell people, you know, sometimes, you know, in nature, animals out in nature, a deer in the woods, far from any humanity, might break their leg, and there's nobody there to help that deer. It has to go through life, the rest of its life, if it don't die from infection with that leg messed up, right?
Bear tearing his ass up.
So that's the realist. That's real life. Yeah. And for me, I feel like what I have is I don't want to take medication, and so I stay kind of sad and depressed. I have a yearning to be accepted and loved in life, and I don't feel that.
You don't feel that?
I don't feel it. But here's the fucked up part. I have so many friends. I got family. I got so many people that love me, right?
Perception.
And it sucks because when I say it, people are probably like, well, I love you. I care about you, and I'll always be there for you, and they will be there for me.
Yeah.
But they don't know how bad I suffer. My wife does, and it's sickening. It's tough sometimes.
Yeah.
So my thing in life is, since I'm so sad all the time, I'm always kind of like trying to just make myself find happiness in any way I can. Then I try to make others happy.
You don't feel like so when I know that's obviously something that you think about every day. So you don't see like any I wouldn't say any finish line to it, but like what you think that you need? Because you say love, but is it from a specific person or?
It's not from a specific person. I think it comes from, and this is going to be weird, because you have biracial children.
Yeah.
So my upbringing being so different, being raised by traditionally white people, Southern.
More of the acceptance from the
Right. And loving. And then when I moved in with my biological mom and my stepdad, my stepdad's black, so he taught me all about my heritage. You're black. This is how people see you. This is how people are going to perceive you when you get older. Here's what you need to know. You're not white. And I'm 11. So when I'm turning into a man, I get to learn all this, make me who I am today, which is kind of like a biracial person. But where that comes into play is, I think I've told him this before too. Yeah. When I walk into a room with people, I will try to be the brightest star. Hey, how you doing? Oh, tell me about your day. I want to be nice. I'm going to be, caring. Oh, that's cool. How can I help you? Like, you do that. Let me help. I want to help. But when I leave that room, if somebody had a camera on me and I put my head down when I'm driving home and I say, I don't fit in. Yeah. I'm not. There's not a place.
You know what? I don't either though, bro.
But this is just deeper a little bit than what you fit in this sense. Listen, like when you go in a room, this is going to sound really weird. Yeah. But I just want to talk about it since
for sure, man.
Open, right?
That's what we doing, my boy.
So for me being biracial, I ain't trying to say nothing weird, but it's weird for me sometimes. I go to places and fit in so well to the eye. Yeah. Everybody's, he's here. He's at the family reunion because he's at the black family reunion or he's at the white family reunion. It's all the same. Yeah. They say Brandon's family. There's no question, right? Yeah. But in my mind, in my brain, I'm like, well, I don't fit in here. I'm at the white family reunion.
That's how I felt about my pops, bro. When I met his family, like, all right, just to tell you,
are you biracial?
No, I'm not biracial, but but say it like this. Say it like this. I met my when like I told you, I met my pops, and ever since then, every year they invite me down. Oh, it's chicken, man. I think I unplugged the mic. What's that?
Second's not plugged in.
My bad. You good?
Yeah. Yep. I'm back.
All right. So, like I said, met my pops, and every year, they invite me, kids and family, go down there and kick it with them. And when I'm there, and they're good people, man. They're good people. Damn,
yes,
they cook good, nice, nice yards, nice, and I'm like, damn, I don't fit in with y'all.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I don't
Nothing they did wrong, though.
Nothing they did wrong. They so sweet. Oh, I love you.
Exactly.
But I just don't fit in. And I feel like that most places too. And just not to piggyback off what you're saying, it's just like
good to hear, but not a good thing. But just hearing it from somebody else.
I think what made me understand is more of being loving yourself more.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was for me, because it's just like, I don't, how some people, when they go, like you say, go in different rooms, they might talk different.
Yeah.
They might act different.
Right.
Then like, or say me and you, we kick it every day. Yeah. When we go in this room, I'm like, hey, how you doing? But thing I learned to love about myself is like,
right.
I'm gonna just be me, baby.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm fly. I'm smart. I had to find that love in myself, because now I can go in any room. I don't care if it's a bunch of white people, Chinese people, black people, whatever.
Right.
I'm gonna go in there. I'm gonna talk how I talk.
Yeah.
I'm gonna act. See me at the games.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, that's because that's the way I am.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not worrying about what you think or what anybody think.
Right.
I'm just being me.
Yeah.
Because I felt that. I know that feeling, bro. Right. I know when I go into certain clubs and shit, and I feel like everybody looking at me, and I just feel like my anxiety be up, and I'm like, yo, why the fuck I feel like this?
Right.
Like, damn, I'm ready to fucking go. But
right.
it's just too much worried about what everybody fucking think.
True.
I think that's what it was for me. But I'm trying to. We gotta figure this shit out.
And we're all our biggest critics.
Oh yeah.
Right? And
hell yeah. And you smart. So
thank you. I appreciate
nobody can fucking. I'm telling you, man, nobody can think of the craziest shit as a fucking smart person. We can think about the craziest fucking things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm telling you, man, this shit right here.
This is the beginning of something cool right here. Actually,
just the fishbowl. I call it the fishbowl theory, bro. What's ever in here, bro? It's like, this is the problem.
Yeah.
This is where it all starts and where it all stems from. Because, bro, I'm telling you, man, I might talk like I'm fucking, whatever, but I mean, that just come from like I said, man, when I was talking about my old lady earlier, like a lot of meditating, a lot of, because I went to 2 or 3 years and that's what all I was on. Like he know shit, looking at motivational shit every day.
That's good.
It took fucking. I guess it changed. I guess it really. That's what it was.
The words of affirmation. Shit
oh, it really fucking works, bro.
And it's funny that this got brought up because it was probably like a week ago. I was thinking about this. I will sometimes catch myself listening to the same song on repeat in my car.
I do that shit all the time
for days.
I do that,
and it's always a song like at that point in my life.
I do that too, bro.
I
do that too.
For whatever reason, if I'm going through something at that point in life, it draws me to this song.
Yeah.
Or it could be something like a mind fuck, like me. Yeah. This could sound fucking weird. Mind fucking myself, right? Because like I'm listening to this song and it's telling me this shit, so it's like a word of affirmation. So now I'm singing it to myself all throughout the day, and it completely changes the mood. You know?
I ain't gonna lie, I do that shit too, bro.
Yeah, I've been doing it recently.
I do that shit too, man. I really do. So steps, man. You know what I mean? Like I think that's what. Because it's good, bro. It's good to understand self-awareness is everything.
Yeah.
You know how you feel. It's not really too much about why I feel or how can we fix this. It's just like, all right, this is how I feel.
Right.
And you never know, man. Something like this, man, or maybe this might be the thing, bro. This might be the thing because I'm telling you, you said you was nervous at first, but man, bro,
I feel fine now, but I haven't done it in a while.
Bro, beautifully.
It's just like the job interview. You go there, you're like, then you start talking like, okay,
I got this shit. It ain't nothing to
it works out. It works out.
So, we're just gonna work on it, bro.
Yeah.
So what you think? What type of steps you think you need to do?
For me personally, I've thought about it, man, and honestly, it is making people close to me aware of how bad that it is for me.
Yeah.
And sometimes I do. Sometimes I try to do that, but I don't think people really know how bad it is because I'm so good at concealing it. But I definitely need to get back into counseling and staying around positive people and people that know what's going on with me to say, hey, Brandon, I see what's happening with you today, man. Let's get your head up. You're a good dude. You're this, whatever. Just to keep my mind, because sometimes it lingers down to you're nothing. You're shit. You're garbage. You're nobody. You're not supposed to be here. Nobody loves you. You're a mistake. Yeah. And I hate that feeling, and it hurts inside. And I mean, again, like I grew up with, white people would say racist shit to me. Yeah. Black people would say racist shit to me when they got mad too. So both sides always was like, people would say shit to me, and I was just like, I don't understand where I fit with this, because you're saying I'm this, you're saying I'm this, but what am I? Like, where do I fit in? So it's always been a hard thing for me as being biracial but it's personal. It's not nothing I express to people.
I'm glad you're saying this shit, bro, because for a person that got biracial kids, man, that's just something I never think about. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Me personally,
maybe this generation don't even think of it like it. Hopefully not. Yeah, because my kids they don't care. They don't care
about. I don't think they care about race at all.
None of them. All of them.
I mean, some of them that do, but it's just about who the parents are.
It's definitely less. It's getting less and less.
Definitely less, because shit.
You know what it was like growing up around here in the South.
Yeah, what? Shit, it's definitely less.
Hey, you hung out with how many black dudes again?
A lot.
So he knows what it's like growing up.
A lot of black dudes.
Well, you got retarded.
When I had dreads, people thought I was mixed.
Yeah, I think I remember you had dreads.
It's going back.
Bro,
it's going back.
Bro, it just hit me just now when this fucker said that, bro.
He had the dreads.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Oh, okay. I know the fuck you is, bro. Bro, is he serious?
Yeah, that's it. He had dreads, bro. That's the dude,
that's
bro.
Crazy, bro.
He was, I think, and let's be real, bro. I ain't just saying this. He hates that I do this, but I listen to a lot of his music late. And when he wasn't rapping anymore, and I just sitting in there, I'd be listening to it in my house and shit like, damn, this isn't bad. Like, this isn't bad. Yeah. And I'd be going to him like, man, you could do this. He don't give a fuck. He's like, I'm done with it. I don't want to do it.
It be like that, bro. Man.
Listen, it served its
I feel the same way. At
the right time in my life.
Well, can you at least give me a feature?
But like we was talking about earlier, bro. Like to be immersed in it, man. You just like I told people when I quit. Hey, man, I feel just as I get more satisfaction out of him doing the mixtape. Me, helping work on the cover.
Yeah.
Me, I think that's where all my love was at. You know what I'm saying? Like, or actually doing the songs. Hey, do that again. Come back. Do that again. Rap. Yeah.
What? You got a mixtape?
I'll let you. Man, what? He got like 3-4 mixtapes, bro.
I'm gonna have to get it part. I'm gonna have to get it.
I'll play y'all for something when we done with this.
I'm about to get my feature today. I'm about to get me a feature in a day, baby.
For me, it just got to the point where it wasn't fun anymore.
Yeah.
You know, it just wasn't fun.
I wouldn't even say it wasn't fun. It was just not realistic no more.
Yeah.
Well, that too, right?
It seemed like either you
was still fun because
Yeah.
I did a song the other night. You know what I'm saying? I'm
Me
like,
too.
I love it.
Yeah, see, I haven't made.
Hey, I still love it, but
Me too.
you got to understand, in this music business, it's bigger than that. It's I can write a song or not write a nice hook, and nigga, that can make me a millionaire.
Could
with the right person doing it.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? It's just like, or like I tell y'all, like being in the background. We can get millions. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We can all really make money because we all have different things. But going on to the next thing, because I know y'all say I had things to do. Any regrets, man? Any regrets? Anything that come to your mind?
I feel like I've been middle of the fence on a lot of the questions you've asked.
Yeah. Nah, bro, you really haven't. You really haven't.
That's because I do try to look at things as non-biased as possible.
Yeah.
So do I have regrets? Do I wish I would have done certain things different? Yes. But at the same time, since I live in a reality where that's not possible, I'm thankful that I did those things the way I did because everything happened how it needed to happen. And I don't have like a perfect life or anything. Like you asked me earlier how I feel. I say I'm good, and we've talked about a lot of shit today, right? We talked about like men's mental health and all that.
Yeah.
I still have issues like practicing what I preach.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So a lot of times I just keep my shit to myself.
Yeah.
But I've gotten to the point where that's comfortable and I feel like I'm capable of doing that.
Yeah.
So if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Straight down the middle to me, bro. Straight down the middle, bro.
He's a good dude, bro.
Oh, yeah. For
so,
sure.
I mean, I have regrets, but at the same time, nah.
The only regret I have is like growing up that I was very athletic. I was dunking in games. I scored plenty of touchdowns as a tight end. I was very fast.
Yeah.
Weight room, big dude. Sports was big. My dad called me one day. Pretty much everybody's dad probably says this to him. He says, if you would have really just stuck with it, you could have made it to the NFL. He told me that. I almost cried.
So piggybacking off of that, because that leads into the next question.
Yeah.
If you can go back at any age, and tell yourself one thing, what age would that be, and what would you say to him?
I would probably go back to, there's a couple of things I'd say, but I'd probably go back to 16-year-old Brandon, where you're right there as a sophomore and you're about to go get ready for varsity and stuff, and say, your dad is really tough on you and this is killing you and you want to die. But if you really put everything you got into these sports, you have the dream, you have a life that you could never imagine.
Yeah.
And nobody said, hey, Brandon, you need to do this. You need to stay with sports. Everybody let me quit.
Yeah.
Like I said, I have a kid now. I need to go get a job. And I wish that I could have told myself to stay in the sports, man. Because even now when I watch my son play, I'm like, it hurts me. It really hurts inside sometimes. I'm like, I can, damn, if I was playing, in my mind, I'm like, if I was your age, I'd be fucking them up. Yeah, all of them would be fucked up.
Yeah.
So,
Beautiful answer, bro.
Oh, shit, man.
Yeah. One age you can go back and be like, hey, don't do that. It don't have to be something super deep. Okay.
I go back to whenever I was 21 or maybe 22.
Yeah.
About to do my thing for the first time, I would have told myself, yo, don't do it. Shit stinks.
Jesus
That's what I would have done. I said,
Jesus Christ.
Hey, that's crazy you said that, because I gave an example. I gave an example because I asked my cousin that on the last episode, and he was like, I don't understand what you're saying. And I'm like, bro, like, if you can go back and fuck with
Yeah.
You fuck with this one bitch and you like, man, don't fuck her.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or that shit whack or the bitch give you claps or something.
Yeah.
If I really thought about it, I could have thought of something deep.
Nah,
but that
that's
was just off
perfect.
the surface.
Right.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
That actually was really good.
Yeah, that's fucking good, bro.
Change my answer now. Damn, shit.
Nah, that shit was perfect. That shit was perfect,
But you
bro.
right, bro. Shit.
Okay. All right.
That chick's gonna watch this podcast and be like, "You motherfucker."
Dude, she knows.
All right. So
She smelled it. She was there.
yeah, she probably was like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
We would hope these days that
Okay.
they would do that. But
The next part is my favorite part. It's called "Tell Me a Story." You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it's my favorite part because it's just something that you experienced. Maybe other people saw.
Yeah.
Maybe they didn't see. You
Gotcha.
know, I'm gonna do one first so y'all can get a gist of what I'm talking about.
okay.
Let me see. I think I said I was gonna say something about when I caught my girl.
Yeah,
when I got
yep.
cheated on the first time. So I think I was 21, 22, and high school sweetheart. You know what I'm saying? I was with her for 3 or 4 years, but like I said, I was always been a cheater. You know what I'm saying? Always been a cheater. So I was cheating on her with the woman I got now, and like 2 other women, whatever. Actually, I had
no game.
Yeah, so
Damn.
yeah, so I was actually both of them had a spot, so I was staying in both spots, and they both knew about each other for about a year. And they let me do this bullshit for about a year.
This man's living
man
a
has
No,
dream.
no,
Yeah.
it wasn't a dream because you got to take care. Well, you got to do shit. Well, I wasn't doing shit back then.
We're gonna talk after the podcast about that.
I guess it was a dream because I wasn't fucking hustling. I wasn't doing nothing.
Right.
I was just fucking bumming off of these women.
Gotcha.
And so I got dropped off at the high school sweetheart house one night by a girl and shit. And I always told myself, I was like, whoever cheat on me first, I'm gonna be with the other one. Cause I actually kind of like, I love these two.
Right.
I love these two. I love my high school sweetheart, and I love the woman I'm with now. So I'm like, whoever cheat on me first, I'm gonna be with the other one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Fair. It's logical.
And I told both of them, I think I told both of them that, and I'm like, you know, this went on for like a whole fucking year. I'm going to stay here for a week, come back, stay here for a week, go back, stay there for a week. You know, like it was fucking crazy.
That sounds
So
kind of cool.
So
This story sounds like it's about to
low-key
get
cool.
fucked.
Nah, that shit got sick. So I fuck around. Like I said, I got dropped off at the high school sweetheart by somebody else. Coming through the little back spot. It's like late. It's like fucking 10, 11 at night. And she stayed in this fucking it's not the projects, but it was like these little apartments. They were like little apartments, like 1-bedroom apartments. And I'm coming up, right? I'm coming up. And she didn't know I was coming, of course.
Right.
You know, she didn't know I was coming, but you know, I'm coming home or whatever. And I'm coming up behind the apartments, and I could see the fucking, you know, we had these like gates. It was like a fucking metal gate over the windows, but when the TV on, she had like the white curtains.
Yeah.
So you could see the TV, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever. So I'm coming up behind the thing. Boom, boom, boom. I bang on the window, you know what I'm saying? Not loud, but
Yeah.
bang on the window. I see the TV on right there. Boom, I see 2 shadows get up. Start running. I said, oh, shit. I said, what the fuck? So, boom, bang, I'm knocking. She finally comes to the door and shit, you know what I'm saying? She finally comes to the door. And she got like a little fucking robe on. Oh, hey, babe. And I'm like, man, who in here? And she was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, oh, don't do this, yo.
Right.
I'm like, yo, don't do this. Who in here?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because in my mind, I'm like, oh, this must be one of my friends or something. So I'm like I said, we had a little fucking apartment. It's probably about the size of this shit right here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Nowhere to hide.
Bro, I tell you to this day, I'm going around, boom, flipping beds. Where is this mother? Until this day, I still don't know where this dude was at.
He Houdini'd?
Bro, fucking disappeared, bro.
But he was there.
Bro, I was there 5 minutes. I'm there 5 minutes. I'm going crazy. I'm going crazy because I'm like,
God.
I'm like, bro, I know I saw two shadows get off of that couch.
Ooh.
So in the house smelled fucking like goddamn crabs or something. This shit was stank as fuck, like he said. That shit was stank. So I know you been in here. I know you been in here fucking.
Damn.
So I'm fucking going bananas. I'm actually fucking tearing my shirt. I'm like, where is he at? Well, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. And now to think about it now, this dude probably been in that bitch plenty of times, and I never knew.
He found a sweet spot.
He got a
too, bro.
sweet.
That motherfucker was on the ceiling like this.
When I say
letting the sweat make sure the
he
sweat
had to
don't
have
drop.
the sweetest spot. So I'm going fucking bananas now. And me and her never really fought or nothing like that.
Right.
But that day, I'm like, motherfucker, I'm about to kill you. So I went in the kitchen. I said, where's he at? And I grabbed the knife. She took off. Boom. She ran out the door, right?
Oh, shit.
She took out the door. She ran. So I'm standing there for a second. I'm like, man, am I tripping?
Right.
Am I tripping? Dude fucking pops out behind the fucking shit. He must have thought I ran out after her.
Oh, damn.
Yo,
Horrible
this fucker
timing.
comes out, closing shit in his hand. I grab him, throw him in the corner. Right?
It sucks.
All I hear him say, stop Damien. It's a fucking dude that she worked with, right?
Right.
And I swear to God, out of all the people in that fucking place,
Yeah.
the last one, I would thought,
man.
yo,
That's-
so I'm going.
that's scary.
Hey, do you
Bro,
mind if I ask?
That's scary, though.
Was he white?
No, he was black.
Okay.
He was black.
I thought
but he
that,
had-
might have been why
he
you
had a-
said
he had
the
a-
last
Yo,
motherfucker.
back then, he had a fucking. Back then, he had a fucking one of the George Jefferson shit. And we like 21, 22 at the time.
Damn.
Dude went ball early, so he had like the George Jefferson shit.
Right.
And I knew him. I'm like, so I'm. Because I had him in the corner, and I was kind of like on top of him.
Right.
And I really see it.
Wait. Was he naked?
He was halfway naked. He had his boxes on.
I just
he had
tried-
his boxes on. He had his coat. Because when I grabbed him,
It's
he
jujitsu.
dropped everything. And I was on top of him on the corner.
Right.
So when I look and see who it was, I was like, oh, you motherfucker. And I went to, he must have thought I still had the knife, right?
Right.
So I'm hitting him in the top of his head. Next thing you know, this fucker. Yo,
Wait, he shit?
he shit on himself.
Oh my
Bro, when I tell you,
God.
that shit stopped me instantly.
You beat the shit out
I
of
beat
him.
the
Oh
shit out of
my
him.
God.
I told people I was going to say it on the because my man, I had a story about shit. But when I say that shit stopped me instantly, I said, "Oh shit!" I was like, "Man, get the fuck out of here! Get the fuck out of here!" And he fucking got his shit. He ran out the front door. And by the time I got to the front door, the police was pulling up.
Oh,
I guess she already had called police, but they were trying to lock me up, but she was like, "No, don't lock him up. No, don't lock him up."
That's good.
Yeah, no, she kept it G. You know what I mean? For what it was, she kept it G. I ended up, it was all that story and all that shit, but but she ended up marrying him and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it worked out the way it
That's
supposed to work
good.
out.
And anytime you see him, just follow that trail of shit. That's where you was hiding.
What? And as soon as the police pull up, he jumped in the car. He was like, "Hey, you know you wrong, motherfucker!" I said, "Bitch, you talking?"
How the hell you wrong? How the hell you wrong, bro?
Hey, talking shit. He went to talking shit, but that's Tell Me a Story.
Damn.
So, tell me a story.
Mine ain't
Yeah,
like
it
that, but
ain't gotta be nothing like that.
we'll do this.
I told people I was gonna tell that one. So
Unplugging up, mother.
no, you good.
I keep putting my leg up. I'm fat, and I gotta put it up sometime. But I have to remaneuver. When you fat like me, when you see fat people, they always doing this because the blood flow is fucking up, and you gotta renew. But anyway,
Yeah, tell me a story.
My story. I'm gonna talk about something that's happening right now, and my story is gonna be revolved around that. Obviously, we've all seen that there's these drones and stuff going around up north, New Jersey, starting to come down here around South Carolina and stuff. They're in our airspace. Yeah, you ever heard about this yet? This is huge stuff right here. You actually gotta look this stuff up after we get done.
Yeah.
So there's a tons of drones going up in our airspace up in like New Jersey. There's footage of some of these drones shooting things out of them. It's not factual, but we see the videos shooting lasers out, and some are, specified to have shooting out like gas and stuff. And the Air Force or whoever, the government is saying it's not them, and then they're investigating, trying to figure out what's going on. It's a lot of them, and they're the size of fucking SUVs.
What?
Flying around, tons of them. And they're flying all over the United States. Not all over the United States, that's an exaggeration, but East Coast right now has a lot of them. And they're trying to figure out if it's, extraterrestrial, if it's, man-made, if it's another country, what's happening. But that is what's happening right now as we speak. And it's kind of scary. When I seen all the video of it, it's kind of scary. But with that being said, when I was younger, around 2012, I was working at this fast food restaurant, and I was the manager at the time, the Five Guys in Myrtle Beach. And I was taking like a smoke break at that. I had like a Black and Mild, anything to get out of that kitchen to go out and get some fresh air. So it was probably like 8 o'clock at night. I had walked out the back of Five Guys, which is, perpendicular to the ocean in Myrtle Beach. And so when I walk out and I look over to my right, I'm lighting up my Black and Mild. I look over and I see in the sky, there was probably 15 of these glowing lights in the sky, big as hell. Yeah. When I first saw them, I thought to myself, is that missiles coming at us right now? What the hell? I was scared really quick when I was like, whoa, I thought missiles were just coming out of the sky. And as I saw, they were just floating there for a while. I started freaking out. I ain't never seen nothing like it. I went inside, told the other employees there. One of the regional managers was there, Poppy, at the time. Shout out to Poppy. Cuthbert. He came outside. I made everybody come outside. I made it a thing, and a frantic kind of like, get out here, you guys got to see this. And then they all look at it, and everybody's like, what the fuck? Everybody's like me, kind of scared. Like, what are we looking at exactly right now? They're doing weird things, these balls of light over the ocean. After I seen that with my own eyes, them shooting around and doing weird shit I ain't never seen. Bro, this is in 2012. So I remember you telling me a story too. So I would love you to talk about that.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell it on the next episode. Y'all remind me of that shit.
Yeah, dude. But after I saw that, nobody could tell me, Brandon, it was like something else, right? So now in my reality, which we live in, where everybody has beliefs that they believe this happens, but this is believe this and happens. I found something new. What are these lights? This not nothing nobody's talking about. I don't understand. I seen it. I need to understand what it is. I go on YouTube. I see these lights are everywhere all over the world. They're real. When I tell my friends or my family, not Atwood, and obviously he's a believer too, but some people, they really do say things to you like you're crazy. It was just a drone. It was just this, that, flares. And I'm like, I'm a fucking grown ass man. I know what flares, a helicopter. I know what a drone looks like. That's what's not that. Something else is out there, whether you guys want to admit it or not. I'm not saying necessarily that this stuff that's happening, what you got to look this stuff up, man, is extraterrestrial, but they're not saying that it is 100% not extraterrestrial as well. So it's just very interesting times right now that we're in.
Damn,
here,
that's
man.
crazy.
You got to check that stuff out. I'm going to send you that stuff, actually.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is some interesting shit.
Go ahead and follow that up, big boy.
Yeah, tell me a story.
So I do have a couple stories that, like, throughout my life, I told myself, if I ever get to the point where there's like a biography done on me, these stories are making the cut.
Those are the ones. Those are the ones.
So I got one of them. So in high school, I played soccer. And I played basketball as well at St. James, but soccer was my sport, right? So I was at soccer practice one day. Back then, I didn't have my license. I didn't even get my license till I was like 19 because we couldn't afford no car, so there was no point. So my buddy would give me rides to school, and he played soccer too, and he'd take me home after. Well, one time, we're out in the field house after practice, and he's like, hey, a friend of his, it was a mutual friend, I guess, somebody I knew but wasn't really like friends with. He's like, hey, they're meeting down the street. I think he's going to fight this guy. Yeah. And he just wants us there just to make sure shit doesn't get out of hand.
Jumping shit.
Now, I was only there by association because nobody was calling me for backup.
We're calling Atwood. You want fucking problems?
Nobody's calling me for backup.
Got it.
Bro, okay.
Nick's not.
So I get there, and we're down in Freewoods in Socastee, And we get to this cul-de-sac where it's just a dead end. And I get there, and as soon as we pull up, I see certain people at my school, and I knew that they were bad people. And I was like, fuck. This is not going to be good. Like, what's going on? So we get there. We don't really know what's going on, right? But we're just told, oh, he said he's going to be here in a minute, blah, blah, blah. Well, next thing you know, there's like a caravan of cars coming down the street. There's probably like 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah.
And I could call somebody to verify all this. This is going to sound like I'm making shit up.
No, do your thing, Broski.
So
Tell it.
Doors start opening. There was probably 25, 30 Mexicans.
Yeah.
Get out
Squad,
this car.
boy.
Yeah.
You don't fuck with
There's probably
Mexicans.
8 of us.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck me, dude. Like, what are we doing? Yeah. And not only do they have numbers, but they have weapons. What? Like, they have little crowbars, like those little billy clubs. And I think that once they see that there's only 8 of them, they just start tossing their shit in the woods.
Yeah.
And in that group of people we had there was one dude that like was known to be on steroids.
Yeah.
And so he takes his shirt off and he goes, "Oh, weapons are for pussies."
Yeah.
That's true, guys. That is true. Weapons are for pussies.
He ain't
Continue.
lying. But sometimes you just don't say that when you know
when people
you
got
an
weapons.
angry
You
mob,
have to
dude.
say that when people have the weapons.
Yeah, well, this is how it worked out.
All
right,
shit.
so he says that, and then these guys are Spanish, right?
Yeah.
So one of them. This is where people think that I'm lying.
Yeah.
I swear.
Let's
he
do
pulls
it.
out a
I'm ready.
machete and he holds it up in the air and he says something in Spanish.
Yeah.
They start running at us. So at this point in time, we're like 20 yards in front of my buddy's truck that we got there. So me and him turn around, and this is fresh after soccer practice. And this was conditioning season.
damn
My legs
right.
are jello.
Oh,
But I turn around and I'm running for my fucking life, dude. I'm running for my life. Hey, I get to the truck. I open the door. I get in. I shut the door. I look up. Crowbar coming in on the windshield. Bam! And so now I got glass all in me. And now I'm really fucking scared, dude. So I'm like this. Yeah, I hope the camera. I'm like this in the
he
seat.
ain't battle tested.
And I just hear a bunch of shouting. And then the passenger side window got busted in on me. And then when that happened, I looked up and I see this big fat Mexican dude just holding and he looked at me and it was almost like he was going to swing again. And he's like, "Nah, it ain't worth it.
Bitch,
So
I'm not gonna hit you."
Yeah. So after he did that, he ran. Like he ran off somewhere else. So, one thing I forgot to mention: we had a foreign exchange student on the soccer team that came with us. This dude from Germany. His name was Al. Big ass dude, and was like a very good wrestler.
Yeah.
But he also played goalie, so he was with us. So Al, I guess he jumped in the bed of the truck. Around all the time this happened, Ryan. Oh, shit, I didn't mean to say his name.
Holy
But he gets back
shit,
to the
Ryan?
truck. He gets back to the truck. It's his truck. He gets in the driver's side. He starts cranking it up. We start pulling off. And as we're pulling off, like, I'm looking down. I got glass all in me. I'm still kind of trying to process what just happened.
What the fuck?
And Ryan is swerving. And I'm not looking up. Like, I'm down still. And then all I hear, and I swear, all I hear in the back is like, "Ugh." And I'm like, what the fuck? And I turn around and I see Al holding his side. The dude, I guess, that knocked in my window with the crowbar, hit him and gashed him open with it. So we get a couple, I don't know, wasn't even maybe a mile down the street, and we pulled into one of these like apartment complexes, and then we see an ambulance go by. And
shit.
I said it again. It doesn't matter now. Ryan's like, "Dude, we got to go back. Those are our boys." And I'm like,
Right.
"Fuck no, we're not going back. Like, why the fuck would you want to go back to that?"
Oh, my God.
He's like, "I think I clipped one of them on the way out." I was like, "We're definitely not going back." And so
This is an ongoing investigation, by the way,
and so we ended up leaving. He took me home. He's got a busted windshield. He drops me off, right? And he goes home. The next morning, I wake up and, I still have glass in my hair. Like, I don't know what I'm sore from. I'm guessing soccer because I didn't get hit while we were there. But I'm just like, again, processing shit. And I go to school. Then I'm getting called out of class by the cops. And I'm like, fuck.
What?
So they start questioning me, like, "Were you over here to this?" And, of course, I'm like, "No."
Yeah.
Right.
And they're like, "Listen, we have video. And this
And you
looks like
started
you. And
snitching.
we have people
What?
saying that it was you." It's like, "We know all your names, blah, blah." And I'm like, "Listen."
That's what they always say.
I was like, I was there.
Yeah.
I was like, if you saw the video, you saw what happened. I turned out and ran, dog. And then they start telling me shit that happened that I didn't even hear about. So I told you there was other people there.
Yeah.
Well, apparently, like some of the motherfuckers like tried to get back to their cars and didn't get back in time, and they were scrapping.
Fucked up.
And apparently, like there was one of them. I want to say their name so bad because y'all might know them, but we'll say it outside the podcast. Yeah. But apparently, there's video of this dude scrapped, like got like a bat swung at him and went back and came back and cracked the dude. It was like fighting. Yeah. And then one of the dude's Tahoes got flipped. Yeah, they flipped his car over. They flipped his car.
That was a lot of Mexicans.
Dude, it turns out they were MS-13, bro. And we didn't find. And people ended up getting deported because of that. Yeah. So they followed my boy Ryan. Well, they didn't follow him home that day, but I guess that they had seen his car. Yeah. And like, we recognized that car and like followed him home one day and was like fucking with him. All kinds of shit happened. But anyways, they pulled me out. I was like, listen, I was there. That's what happened. Like, I don't even know the guys. Yeah. And all this, and I found out this later, all this was because of a female.
A female.
That's always
about.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, you called us out there for a woman, bro. Yeah, and we're in high school. There's not even a woman. It's a girl.
Sons, bro. Right. Like I tell my sons, I'm like, bro, we not all that beefing and shit. We're not doing that. Dude, that's what all of it stems from,
bro. And
that's what it all stems from. Any beef I ever seen in my whole life, plenty stories I'm telling this bitch, it always got to do with a woman. Yeah, every single time.
The only time in my life where I felt like
me too, bro.
The only time I thought that I was like, damn, am I about to die? Yo, that was
beautiful story.
That was crazy shit, dude. Yeah. And trust me, if I ever do have a biography, I'm gonna dramatize it a little bit. Yeah.
Got to.
It's gonna be
you knocked the guy out before you got to the truck in the biography.
That's right. You know, like they were scared of me.
With a back fist.
Right. Got in the car, took the crowbar from that one guy, slapped him with it. They drove off.
All of a sudden, I'm gonna turn into Ryan. I'm gonna turn into Ryan Reynolds.
Where's the gun? Where's the gun?
Yeah. Maximum effort.
Oh man. Well. Thank y'all, fellas. Coming to the end of this, man.
That was fun.
Beautiful, man. Beautiful, beautiful.
Thanks for having us.
I appreciate y'all so much, man. For real.
And thanks for listening.
Yeah, man. Appreciate y'all. Yeah. Hey, I can't even say. Hey, that was one of my favorites right there.
Onlyfans.com.
Yeah. Hey, tell the people, you know what I'm saying, where they can see you at or tell what you got going on.
You know, I'm not one of this. I'm on social media because I feel like to a point, like you kind of have to be, especially in the business that I'm in. I don't post on it a shit ton, but I'm on Instagram at I'm Atwood. And then you can get all the other details from there for my podcast and all that good shit.
Right, for sure. We definitely gonna put that in the links.
I'm about to drip on y'all. Y'all can hit me up on my podcast. Nah, I'm just joking. Y'all can hit me up on my Facebook, on my Instagram. I'm Brandon Creech. I do own my own moving company. We do in and out of state. So hit me up for real if you guys ever need a quote. I'll look out for you, especially if it's through this podcast that you saw it. It's Family First Moving Company because we put family first, baby. We're going to treat you like family. We're going to get your stuff taken care of. We're going to take that stress off of you.
Mention the podcast for 80% off your first move.
You really should, but not 80%. But I'm going to look out for you. But I'm going to look out for you big time, bro. I promise you that. Also, if you ever need somebody to talk to, you're going through some stressful times, fellas out there especially, I know that it's hard to find people to talk to, people that can understand the pains you're going through, right? I'm a good person to talk to. I do understand what it's like to be a masculine male, but have problems going on inside of you where you feel like, hey, I don't want people to think I'm weak. I don't want people to think I'm not a man. So anytime you guys need to talk, hit me up on those two pages. Also, my wife, shout out to my wife. She owns her own business doing bookkeeping. She's an accountant. Tax season's coming up, so if anybody needs that done,
tax season coming up, baby.
Plan to Prosper is her company. I'm going to get her out there more. She does bookkeeping for a bunch of builders and stuff in the area, and a couple of renovation companies. So if you're a company out there looking for a great bookkeeper, hit me up for that. That's my wife as well. And again, I shout out to this podcast too. I really appreciate you guys having us on here. It's a good platform, real comfortable, and I think this is going to be pretty big soon, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Blessings, baby. It's for the community, baby. We all one, baby. We all one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, so make sure y'all come back. You know, make sure y'all subscribe, like, hit that notification, and remember, we're not like this because we're really made. We're really made because we're like this right here.
It's facts.
Thank y'all so much, man. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir.
That was right.
Yes, sir. That was fun.
Appreciate you, man.
That was fun.
I'm up out of that bed, bro.
Give me one more time, okay? Okay, I'm clean up this room. I'm clean up the room. I'm listen what all the things you say. I'm gonna put my toys up. I'm doing everything you say. Now don't go me, Ma. Please. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Please, I promise. Ma, I promise.
Come up under the bed.
Ma, I'm not gonna lie.
Come on.
Ma, I'm gonna get a whooping, please.
Come on, up under the bed.
Please, Mama. You gonna whoop me?
Come up under the bed.
I'm gonna listen. Please, let me just clean up. I'm gonna do everything. I'm gonna clean up after myself. I'm gonna pick up all the trash. Just please don't with me. I'm gonna pick up all this stuff. I'm gonna clean up. I'm gonna clean my dresser. I'm gonna clean everything.